I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
The Brewers are offensing their way to a big series with the Cubbies. Much more in sports coming up at 6:15.
Kohl's turning yet another quarterly profit. However, the company says sales remain down. Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Mark Cass tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News that shoplifting is worsening the nearly 5% drop in sales from the same time a year ago.
We've seen some of it, unfortunately, and see it go on, but now it's going to such highs. I've seen these shots of what's going on out in L.A., what's happened in Chicago over the months, and this stuff matters. I think we have to realize when a retailer loses things like this, who ends up with the cost? It's going to be you and I, because they have to make up that money somewhere.
And during that same time period, Kohl's opening up about 200 new Sephora shops inside stores during the same quarter.
The man at the center of the kiss that set off global outrage has now been suspended by World Soccer officials. The head of Spain's Soccer Association, Luis Rubiales, seen kissing player Jenni Hermoso on the mouth after the team's big World Cup win. Hermoso maintaining that she did not consent to the smooch. ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
Friday, Rubiales was defiant at a news conference, claiming he's the victim of false feminism and saying Hermoso agreed to the kiss.
No voy a dimitir. No voy a dimitir.
Many Spanish soccer officials applauded Rubiales when he refused to resign. Spain's Soccer Association is now supporting him, while accusing Hermoso of lying and threatening to sue her for defamation. The team's coach was also seen applauding during that news conference, but later released a statement calling the kiss unacceptable.
Wouldn't this be amazing if this ends up with the woman who was kissed being sued?
Amazing is a word.
This is unbelievable if it gets to that point where this guy ends up filing a lawsuit against her because he kissed her after the World Cup. 6:09.
This report is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
We want to decrease your pain as fast as possible. When we inject our powerful, FDA-approved anti-inflammatory and cushioning medicine precisely guided to the root of your pain, in most cases, relief in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees is a reality. For those who go through our entire process, we can very much control and reduce your pain while increasing your quality of life. Thousands of Rejuvenix patients maintain their pain relief with semi-annual to annual treatments, proven to reduce inflammation, to make pain a lot more bearable. Some providers may charge up to $8,000 for similar treatments. At Rejuvenix, because we're in network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, your out-of-pocket expense could be as low as $400 or less, or nothing at all. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics, where you can find pain relief. Really.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Traffic and weather at 6:10. Good morning, Debbie Losgo. Hope your weekend went well.
Yes, it was lovely. Excuse me. Yeah, but right now we've got an issue on the road. How's that segue? Southbound 41 at Good Hope Road. We got an accident that is blocking the left lane. Squad is on the scene, so just watch out for that. As volume starts to pick up, it's going to start to get a little bit sticky around there, so just be very careful. Other than that, we just got a couple of broken down vehicles on 4394 on the northbound side just before Mitchell Street off on the right shoulder. Another one a little bit before that on northbound 4394 right about at Holt Avenue. This one is on the left side, so it might be in kind of a weird spot as well. Hey, don't forget, if you happen to see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Rediscover the road at Hall Mazda during Mazda's season of discovery. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. A little cool and crisp out there this morning. Temperatures in the 50s and even a few spots inland in the 40s. Lots of sunshine today. A beautiful day. A high of 80 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy with a chance of showers late. A low of 63. Now Tuesday, partly cloudy. Slight chance of showers. A high of 76. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 72. Thursday, sunny skies and a high of 77. And Friday, sunny and very warm. Back up to 88 degrees. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian Nisnansky with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now it's 59 degrees at 6:12.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. In for Vince Petrano, here's Eric Bilstad.
And a good Monday morning to you. 6/12, August 28th. Vince returns tomorrow, so he's back. I can report that Vince has made it back into the state after his travels to New York City to drop his daughter off at school. So
Did you see his photo? It made me laugh so
the
hard.
Mars Cheese Castle?
Yes.
Yeah.
The beacon of the night or whatever he
Yes.
called it.
He rolled in just a couple of hours ago and posted a fun picture of the Mars Cheese Castle sign. And he's back. So he'll be back on the air tomorrow. So happy to report that looks like everything went well for him and his family dropping his daughter off at school. We also have other good news to report.
Speaking of families.
Yes, one family has been extended and added on to, if you will. Greg Pancake Hill, his wife, has given birth to a gorgeous, beautiful baby boy. Boy is doing phenomenally. A mom who was a, quote, badass, according to Greg. So that's awesome. So family's doing great. But let him share the name when he's ready to do so. And I'd say we'll probably bug him and maybe get him on the air at some point, but figure we'll let them have the day today. The baby was born yesterday afternoon, so
let's get him on right now.
Don't have to wake him up quite yet, but yeah, very super ecstatic for Greg and Steph. And
He's probably already awake right now,
yeah, I could probably
listening.
text him, hey, so what you doing? How's the hospital food? So very happy. Great weekend for them. Great weekend for the Vetrano family, too, as they do their thing. You heard Mike Spalding there. Debbie Lazga's here. Adam Roberts is in the newsroom. And producing the show today is Brandon Snide. So he's sliding into a different chair today to produce since Greg is gone. So thank you, Brandon, for being able to put a different hat on today. It's 6:14. We'll have sports in a minute.
With Social Security, the longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Our team of advisors at Drake & Associates can show you the options and help you decide on the best decision for you and your situation. You spent decades paying in, optimize what comes out. Our experienced team can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. I'd love to get you our Retirement Ready Toolkit, which includes guides such as the Social Security Decision. To receive this complimentary toolkit, call or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting SS to 414-409-9982.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Earn points every time you shop with Fleet Rewards. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Sign up today and start saving with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
Here we go for the Milwaukee Brewers. A 3-game series with the second-place Cubs begins today at Wrigley Field. This after the Red Hot Crew swept the Padres out of AmFam Field.
1-2, everybody ready. Here's the pitch. Struck him out swinging. It's a snowman for the Brew Crew. 8 straight wins and a 10-6 victory over the Padres this afternoon at American Family Field.
Yes, another dominant performance.
It's a snowman for the
That's
Brew Crew.
right. 8 in a row now.
Is that common lexicon? A snowman?
It's a snowman for the Brew Crew.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun, though.
No,
right?
I liked it. I just didn't know if I was missing out in 35 years of being a sports fan
Right.
using that.
So awesome. They're looking great. They're on fire now.
Put another quarter in the merry-go-round.
All right, we can do that too. So the Brewers now 4 games up over the second place Cubs, and now here we go. Now they head to Wrigley Field for a 3-game series, and things looking good. They're scoring at will. They're doing everything they need to do to be able to advance. Mark Canha talking about their offense.
We're doing a little bit of everything. We're walking. We're hitting for power. We're just getting on base and also cashing in runs with runners in scoring position. So we're just kind of offensing. To score runs.
They're just offensing.
Yeah,
they are offensing.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Packers making roster cuts Tuesday as they wrap up their preseason schedule. They did so on Saturday, beating the Seahawks 19-15 at Lambeau Field. First game now less than 2 weeks away against the Bears. That game in Chicago. Jordan Love looked all right. 9 for 15, 63
You would know.
yards. Yeah, I was up close there. I was able to get some seats for that game on Saturday. It was awesome. 3 carries for 20 yards. He also threw for a touchdown to Christian Watson. So, yeah, fairly decent looking day for Jordan Love. You know, also, someone else also played over the weekend.
I loosened up pretty good when I got the ovation when I took the field. That was a special moment. Just to, have that kind of support. Taking the field for that TV timeout, that was pretty special.
Yeah, number 8, Aaron Rodgers played 2 series. He completed 5 of 8, 47 yards, and had a nice, really pretty-looking touchdown pass.
I'm embarrassed to admit that I watched it.
Did you? Yeah, me too.
I did.
Once I saw it was on, I'm like, oh, what's the first?
Yeah, once I saw a tweet where it was like, hey, he's going to play for sure today, I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to watch.
Do it. Grant Enfinger wins the Milwaukee Mile, or wins at the mile. The Craftsman Truck Series Clean Harbors 175. There's also a NASCAR crash in Florida over the weekend. Just a graphic crash. Guy walked away, though. He's already discharged from the hospital. And a decade later, a superstar gymnast remains on top. Simone Biles won her 8th U.S. championship. She just keeps on getting better and better. 6:18, a legend passes away over the weekend. We'll tell you who.
Milwaukee Brewers reporter Sophia Minert.
They're going to have a lot to play for here, and we're optimistic.
The closest to the dugout you'll ever get.
Craig always encourages these guys to just be who you are, right? Like, we just want you to be who you are.
Every Monday on Wisconsin's Morning News at 7:45.
It says that your call sign should be owl.
I'm a little underwhelmed.
This is Brewers 360, presented by Holiday Automotive and Outdoor Living Unlimited.
We're all set for another beautiful late summer day, and I'm ready to take advantage of it. Hi, everybody. Debbie Lozica here for Comfort Awnings in Burlington, and I know it's a Monday, but you know what would make it even better? Spending more time outside, especially on a gorgeous day like today. Picture this. You come home from a full, hopefully productive day at work, and you can just extend a retractable awning in your backyard, have a seat, maybe with a grown-up drink, and just relax. Oh, man, that sounds great. Well, that is what can happen once you work with a gang at Comfort Awnings in Burlington. I did. Ben came out to my house and checked out my house, did all the measurements. We went through all the models, and he helped me pick out the colors and fabrics so that everything's going to be a beautiful custom fit to my house. They've got a great deal going on this month, too. $200 off awnings and screens till the end of August. Call 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate or check them out at comfortawnings.com.
Aristotle said, happiness is the highest good.
Who?
And Socrates said, the only thing I know is that I know nothing.
You're being philosophical today.
What can I say? The Henry Sofa from Penny Mustard brings out the scholar in me.
The Henry Sofa would be found tucked away in an old room filled with floor-to-ceiling books.
It has an old-school academia vibe.
Leisure is the mother of philosophy. Thomas Hobbes.
The rolled arms and beautiful scallop back give it a distinguished look.
And the extra wide cushions help your posterior feel less wearier.
Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something.
Who said that?
Plato.
Oh, I love Play-Doh.
You do?
Sure, I played with it as a kid.
The Henry Sofa, starting at just $51 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest till September of 2027. Through September 24th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
From Sockeye to Coho, the finest Alaskan salmon is on sale this Saturday and Sunday at Sendik's. Pre-order these and other delicious seafood at sendix.com/seafood.
621 traffic and weather sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocery since 1926. Some issues this morning already, right, Deb?
Yeah, already starting to see some delays. Southbound on 41, just about at Good Hope Road, we got the left lane blocked with a crash, and that's starting to back up. Back almost to Bradley Road already, so just give yourself that extra time. As volume starts to pick up, it's going to start to get worse, so just be extra careful. Northbound 4394, a couple broken down vehicles right around the Lincoln area, and then a little bit one around Mitchell Street. But for the most part, everybody's getting past them without too much of a problem. They aren't in traffic. One of them's in the left shoulder, so it's kind of in a weird spot. But other than that, looking pretty good across the area. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Should be gorgeous today. It's going to be a little cool to start your morning. But it'll warm up to a sunny and beautiful high of 80 degrees today. Tonight, partly cloudy, a chance for showers late, a low of 63. Tuesday, a slight chance for rain, a high of 76. Wednesday, sunny, 72. Thursday, sunny, 77. Friday, sunny, very warm, a high of 88 degrees on Friday as we head into the Labor Day weekend. Right now, in Milwaukee, it is 59 at 6:22. And in case you missed it over the weekend, a legendary game show host remembered for how he made us all feel. Bob Barker passing away at the age of 99.
One of the most enduring and beloved personalities in television history.
Bob Barker!
Bob Barker spent more than 50 years hosting game shows on daytime TV, the majority of them as MC of The Price is Right. Bob Barker was the epitome of the genial and unflappable Monday to Friday game show host.
I think it's pure entertainment. We don't solve the problems of the world, but we help people forget their problems for an hour.
Chris Connolly, ABC News.
So Barker died at his home of natural causes in California. Dr. Robert Thompson, a professor of TV and pop culture at Syracuse.
This guy was a household name for generations, on daily in many of those years. And of course, various other things became associated with him. Have your pet spayed or neutered was something that people heard as a Bob Barker catchphrase, even if they'd never watched any of his game shows.
Yeah, long-standing advocate for animal rights. Former WTMJ host Jim Peck, who was of the game show circuit there for a long time, was on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins yesterday, and he talked about that.
He was absolutely committed to animal rights and animal welfare, and he wasn't just someone who mouthed things. He lived it, and he studied it, and he knew more about animals than most veterinarians.
Jim Peck, by the way, who is an incredible game show host in his own right, always talked about how, just Bob was able to do it. Barker was able to, part of it's luck. He was able to find the shows that worked, but then just had this very casual way of allowing the show to present itself without him getting in the way.
Yeah, the affability is one thing. You know what else stuck out to me over the weekend, Eric, when this news unfortunately broke, was so many people fondly remembering being sick because Bob Barker is like the voice of elementary school illness because you'd be on the couch with the ginger ale and the crackers and maybe a bucket or two. But yeah, it was just funny seeing everyone just reminisce over missing school and not feeling well. And everyone kind of had this one thing that you gathered around, and that was watching The Price is Right for however many hours it was on in the afternoon.
Of course, other people remember him for something else entirely.
I can't believe you're a professional golfer. I think you should be working at the snack bar.
Bob Barker getting in a fight with Adam Sandler.
I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing.
And Happy Gilmore. That, by the way, was ahead of its time. That blew everyone out of the water, seeing Bob Barker now it's like, okay, some guy, shock comedy, punching somebody, ha, ha, ha. But back then, Adam Sandler writing this on Instagram over the weekend. The man, the myth, the best, such a sweet, funny guy to hang out with. Loved talking to him, loved laughing with him, loved him kicking the crap out of me. He will be missed by everyone. I know that for sure. So, yeah, Bob Barker passing away at the age of 99. He did joke about it at one time.
I'm a vegetarian, and I try to get my rest, and I drink.
That sounds like a nice start for my life. I'm going to change it all over.
So there it is. There it is. Bob Barker, gone at the age of 99. Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, stock futures looking good 2 hours before the bell. The Dow's up, the NASDAQ, and the S&P futures all up as we wait the start of a new week on Wall Street. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today.
Are you over 55 and living on a modest income? Do you have equity in your home? Want to downsize, but there's nowhere to go? Do you want to live near your grandkids, but there's no available senior housing? If so, you need to call Speaker Robin Voss at 1-800-362-9472 and thank him for supporting the workforce and senior housing bill package, because help is on the way. In July, $525 million in funding for workforce and senior housing was signed into law, and Speaker Robin Voss's support helped make that happen. These laws will make a difference in putting Wisconsin's housing crisis behind us allowing seniors to downsize and afford living in great new communities near their families. It's time to thank Speaker Robin Voss. Just like you, most seniors wish they lived near their grandkids too. Paid for by the Wisconsin Realtors Advocacy Fund.
I'd been living with a snoring problem nearly my entire life. In fact, I can remember my mother teasing me, saying that I'd snore so loudly that the walls of our house would cave in with each breath.
Fast forward only recently, when Jessica's snoring forced her husband out of their bed and into another room. It's a pretty common situation. We call it a sleep divorce, and that's not good. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent. After Jessica had a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, we found that her snoring problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty. It's a 20-minute procedure, and it works. You won't find it offered by Big Box Healthcare, but you will find it at Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available. You can hear more of Jessica's story at adventknowsjessica.com and take your first step towards breathing well so you can live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
6:29, Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem, powered by Weniger Compressor, putting the I-Can in American. Here is the Gaudete Brass.
.30, I'm Adam Roberts. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, August 28th. Your top story, an 11-year-old in critical condition.
I'm Debbie Laska, and on 41 southbound at about Good Hope Road, we had an earlier accident that had the left lane blocked. Looked like they have been able to move that out of the way. The delays are still there, though, so give yourself that extra time. Debbie Laska with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Waking up to clear skies and 58 degrees in Milwaukee.
Former President Donald Trump's one-time chief of staff, Mark Meadows, is asking a judge in Georgia to move his election interference case into federal court. Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis has said she wants to try Trump and his 18 co-defendants together as a part of a racketeering case. The Justice Department investigating this weekend's mass shooting in Jacksonville, Florida, as a hate crime. 3 people were killed, sheriff's officials say, because they were black. The gunman, a white man, took his own life following the killings at a Dollar General store. U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo is in Beijing for trade talks with her Chinese counterpart. She says of the U.S. and China,
it's a complicated relationship. It's a challenging relationship. We will, of course, disagree on certain issues, but I believe that we can make progress if we are direct, open, and practical.
8 U.S. Marines are still hospitalized after the deadly crash of an Osprey aircraft that left 3 of their colleagues dead. It happened on the Australian island of Melville. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ news time is 6:31. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an 11-year-old boy in critical condition still this morning after being struck by a driver of a vehicle near Hoyt and Fond du Lac on Milwaukee's north side. TMJ4's Megan Lee.
11-year-old Kamani Washington tells me he was out riding his bike with his friend on West Fond du Lac Avenue when cars started racing down the road.
He went flying up in the air.
Like many, Laretha James is fed up with the speeding in her neighborhood.
Where are they going? In a hurry? Nowhere.
It's every day.
She has a message for the driver as well.
Turn yourself in. That's what you can do. Because it's going to hunt them. Hitting a baby? Come on now.
With a silly string in hand, Kamani has one last thought to share.
Everybody just pray for this man, bro, because he did not deserve this.
The Milwaukee Fire Department did confirm the child was taken to Freighter Hospital and is in critical condition.
Milwaukee police say they are still searching for the driver of the vehicle. 8 families are without a home this morning after a weekend apartment fire in Kenosha. Firefighters responding to the blaze near 89th and 39th Avenue Saturday afternoon. All residents were evacuated. No injuries reported. The 16-unit building has been deemed a total loss, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. Milwaukee police still searching for the suspect involved in a shooting aboard a Milwaukee County Transit System bus. That shooting happened near Sherman and Capitol Thursday morning, sending a 41-year-old man to the hospital. Local transit union leaders have called for increased security measures aboard MCTS buses. Milwaukee County Supervisor Peter Bergelis saying he hopes to have a resolution putting in place transit rangers in front of the county board by the end of September. Speaking of MCTS, service changes for the fall season have begun.
The changes include additional time added for Connect One buses on the Rapid Transit line to improve schedule accuracy. Also, schedule adjustments made to routes 14, 24, 30, 33, 51, 80, and the Red Line. Continued road construction means detour routes will continue for Connect 1 and routes 12 and 57. And finally, routes 51, 57, 80, and the Red Line will run more frequently for the fall. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
And Wisconsin's soon-to-be tallest residential building quickly rising up the Milwaukee skyline. Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Mark Cass, tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News the latest updates on the couture.
They are going to start showing apartments in October. They're going to have occupancy of some apartments in April of 24, and the entire thing up and running in 24. So that's a big deal. It's the largest housing in terms of the residential structure in the state of Wisconsin.
Plans are still underway to add multiple restaurants and a transit center to the mixed-use couture space. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 6:34.
Coming up, the search for Nessie leads to...
Traffic is brought to you by Crest Cadillac. Find them at crestcadillac.com. Crest Cadillac of Brookfield, located on Capitol Drive, just west of Interstate 41. Discover Crest Cadillac at crestcadillac.com.
Russ bought his first home in Wisconsin with a mortgage from Accunet when today's college freshmen were still in diapers. A few Friday mornings ago, Russ emailed saying he and his wife were ready to buy their forever home. And by 4 o'clock, we were all on a conference call with their real estate agent talking about what it would take to write a winning offer in today's inventory-starved market. And then it happened. They met their dream home face-to-face Saturday afternoon and wrote an offer $15,000 over asking, accompanied by an Accunet property-specific pre-approval letter that guaranteed they could make good on that offer without selling their existing home first and without requiring an appraisal. That's right, no appraisal required, which both the listing agent and seller loved. I can't promise your very first offer will be accepted like Russ and Julie's, but I will promise Accunet can help you and your agent craft the most attractive offer possible. Hey, don't settle for a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval. Get started with your rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Eric Smith here from Austin Plumbing. When you own a well pump, air spitting from the faucets, a decrease in fluctuating water pressure, along with silty, gritty, slimy changes in water quality, are all symptoms that your well pump isn't well. At Austin Plumbing, we're well-rounded plumbers. I say that because we're one of the few companies around who can capably diagnose and repair all the symptoms related to well pump and water system problems. You know when your car needs service, right? Maybe it makes unusual noises. It sputters, jerks, seems weak, or stops altogether. That goes for your well pump too. We have all the special equipment needed and the master know-how required to electronically pinpoint the exact cause of your well and water issues. And we'll give you a price up front before any work begins. If your well pump is telling you it's not well, let's nip small problems in the bud before you're out of water and in deep, expensive trouble. Told you we were well-rounded. Austin Plumbing. Online at teamaustin.com.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
A snowman for the crew, much more at 6:45. Mike, the most massive Loch Ness Monster search in more than 50 years has taken place over the weekend.
And we pulled her out of the water?
It may have been a bust. They're still evaluating the data. They did gather some after this weekend-long blitz in the Scottish Highlands. They're looking at some of their state-of-the-art technology. So maybe they found something, but...
Are you going to find Nessie this time?
It's always a possibility, absolutely. But we're not going to solve this in 2 days. People have been trying to solve this for decades. So we have to be realistic about it.
Okay, so yeah, you're not going to solve it in 2 days, even though we've been talking about Loch Ness Monster for, forever.
You're not going to find her if you're not looking, I guess. I can't wait till the data comes back. There, in fact, was water, and there were things in that water.
Hundreds of people stepped up on Saturday, Sunday. Volunteers peeled their eyes for breaks in the water and any inexplicable movements, as this center instructed. Yeah, the Loch Ness Center basically put this together. That's a center there along the Loch Ness there, which, by the way, just got a $1 million renovation. So they've just redone it, so then they're doing this. They scanned the water from 17 different locations along the shore, boats, webcams, thermal imaging, drones, infrared cameras. They used everything. You just couldn't really see much.
I think there's something there, whether it's a giant eel or whatever. I think there's something down there, and that's worth exploring, definitely.
Yeah, we just couldn't find anything.
It's a giant eel, maybe.
So I did not realize how big this portion of water is. This Loch Ness is like 22 miles long, 700 feet deep, so it is a massive piece of water.
Is there a reason we can't get like some sort of submersible drone situation to just kind of zoom through? Like they can do it for crops.
No, we could.
Where it can fly over a whole thing.
We just don't want to prove that there's nothing there.
Yeah,
It's
then
super
we know,
deep,
right?
though, too, so I guess it's like that,
700 feet, so yeah, I mean, it's not like it's... Yes, it's very deep, but all right.
Aren't you going to feel bad when they do find Nessie?
Debbie, I hope I do.
Because then you got to go to Scotland and apologize to Nessie face to face.
I would be happy to eat crow.
I'm sorry I didn't believe in you.
I want to eat crow.
You magical creature, you.
6:30 tonight.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher.
Boy, you just never know when or where you're going to pop up. This time, it's my house.
Can I come in?
You're already standing in my living room.
Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
Oh, yeah. It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Heads up, here comes that wasp again. Incoming!
Shoo! You need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens. They fit inside the actual window and protect you from nature.
Okay, now that's just brilliant. Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
You got anything to drink around here?
Yeah, just go right ahead and make yourself at home, I guess.
Ooh, root beer.
Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, bundle and save. Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Well, then it's time to start thinking custom made. I'm John Hagenson, host of Creative Planning's Rethink Your Money. And every Saturday, you hear me talk about the importance of having a financial plan built around your unique goals. And this week, we're offering you a chance to get started on your very own custom-made plan with a free wealth path analysis. Don't miss this opportunity to learn how a customized plan can get you to your retirement goals even faster. Learn more at creativeplanning.com/radio.
Heard at work? If you or someone you know has been injured on the job, they may be eligible for workers' compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, job retraining, and even a lump sum cash settlement. I'm attorney Alex Eichhorn, partner and workers' compensation attorney at Tabak Law. The workers' compensation system can be complicated and frustrating to navigate. At Tabak Law, we have helped hundreds of injured workers. Contact Tabak Law to set up an absolutely risk-free consultation at tabakattorneys.com. Contact Tabak for the payback. tabakattorneys.com.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlawns Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlawns.com when you're due for service.
6:41. It's already a busy day on the roads for a Monday. Hey, Debbie.
It is. Southbound 41 is still going to be a little bit on the heavy side between Brown Deer Road Brown Deer Road, Highway 100, I guess is what you would call it, Main Street, Menominee Falls, all the way down to about Good Hope Road. We had an earlier broken down vehicle that was, or it's an accident that was in the left lane. They were able to clear that off, so things are definitely getting better. East and westbound 94, nice and clear right now, full freeway speeds there. Southbound 43, not looking bad. It's 11 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. A little cool and crisp out there this morning. Temperatures in the 50s and even a few spots inland in the 40s. Lots of sunshine today. A beautiful day. A high of 80 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy with a chance of showers late. A low of 63. Now Tuesday, partly cloudy. Slight chance of showers. A high of 76. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 72. Thursday, sunny skies and a high of 77. And Friday, sunny and very warm. Back up to 88 degrees. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now in Milwaukee, 59 degrees at 6:42. Vince returns tomorrow. He is back in Wisconsin. He's made it back after his big trips to New York City to drop off his daughter for school. Also have great news regarding Greg Pancake Hill. His wife has given birth, and the baby is doing phenomenally. We'll let him announce all the details and all the specs hopefully later this week. Wisconsin Morning News, Eric Bilstead along with Mike Spalding. Debbie Lazaga's got your traffic. And Adam Roberts and Brandon Snide also on board here today. So would you be willing to be weighed before you get on an airplane? It's becoming more of a hot button topic, and one that's actually going to start. Starting today, passengers flying on Korean Air will be asked to step on a scale before boarding their flight. The exercise, now required by law, applies to all Korean flag carriers. It's not going to last forever. It's like a month pilot. It requires airlines to weigh passengers and their carry-on luggage at least every 5 years. It's crucial for safety of flight operations, so they can just get the specs. They can figure things out this way. Let's see here. Periodic weight assessments of passengers and other items on board can help airlines determine if weight estimates are still accurate to offset the amount of cargo they carry.
All right. It's once every 5 years they're going to try and weigh you? Or is this every time?
At least in Korea, that's how they do it. In Europe, they've done this as well. Unlikely to ever happen here in the States or anytime soon. Can you imagine they did that?
No, we don't even like to take our shoes off.
They do it in front of everybody, like
you're cheering. Then you're doing the wave. No, I mean I'm fine. I guess I'm fine. But you know what? This probably is a smaller human being in general. This probably, this is not my fight to fight. Probably
right.
And I can't believe there's not a better way to do these gauging of weights than just putting people on a scale in the airport.
Right. Well, passenger size on planes is a controversial topic. Oversized flyers lodging discrimination allegations over some plane aisles, seat sizes, unlike other industries that service to those who may be a little bit bigger, like, chairs, amusement park rides, toilets even. The airline industry hasn't really done that with seats. So it's becoming a problem, and by doing this weight situation, the Korean airlines anyway will get to learn a little bit more about what they need to do in the future as far as their cargo via passengers, via plane creation. So that's where that's at. So you'd think at some point maybe it rolls around into the States. We'll see. As of now, though, Korea is doing it starting today. 6:45. We have sports in 60 seconds.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
I just learned Discover credit cards do something awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned. Doubled. See terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
You just can't pass on Less is Glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Here come the Brewers. The Red Hot Crew now head to the north side of Chicago for a big 3-game series against the second-place Cubs starting tonight. The Cubs 4 games back. This after the Red Hot Crew just swept the Padres out of AmFam Field.
1-2. Everybody ready. Here's the pitch. Struck him out swinging. It's a snowman for the Brew Crew. 8 straight wins and a 10-6 victory over the Padres this afternoon at American Family Field.
Say that again, Jeff Levery.
It's a snowman for the Brew Crew.
Yes, sir. First time the Brewers have swept 3 consecutive series in a single season since 2014. And it's all thanks to that offense just cranking away. They win 10-6 yesterday. The only real sour news is that Adrian Hauser, the pitcher, got pulled because of a sore elbow. Craig Counsell.
Put another quarter in the merry-go-round.
No, that's not Craig. Here's Counsell.
Put another
No,
quarter.
that's not him either. Okay, we don't have the Counsell bite. Here it is.
It's not in the ligament, the UCL area. So from that perspective, less concerning. But he did have elbow stiffness, and that's for a pitcher. That you got to take you out of the game when that's going on.
So it's possible Hauser misses a start because of it. Kind of depends on how he feels when he wakes up today. As for the Packers, roster cuts are due tomorrow. They wrapped up the preseason schedule over the weekend. They beat the Seahawks 19-15 at Lambeau Field on Saturday. Jordan Love looked fine. 9 for 15, 63 yards, efficient. He had 3 carries. That's one thing I noticed is that he can run now. It's when you have a quarterback who's elusive, he can make a first down if the play falls apart. He also threw a nice touchdown pass to Christian Watson. You know who else threw a touchdown pass, Mike? That's right, number 8.
That's some butterflies for sure. I think that's always normal. First time I strap it on, it's kind of the standard, whether I'm in year 1 playing San Diego Chargers or year 19, preseason number 4. There's always some butterflies when you step out there for the first time.
Or those several years when you didn't do it.
Yeah. I forgot how great this is. That's Aaron Rodgers, right?
That was Aaron Rodgers, yes. He threw a touchdown. He very similar numbers, actually, to Jordan Love. He played 2 series, 5 of 8, 47 yards, and a very nice TD pass. Grant Enfinger wins the Milwaukee Mile Race. The Craftsman Truck Series Clean Harbors ran over the weekend. That was pretty neat to see. And Simone Biles wins her 8th U.S. championship over the weekend. 6:49, much more on what they were telling fans not to do at Lambeau Field. We'll get Telly Hughes' take next.
Now batting for the Brewers Radio Network, play-by-play announcer Lane Grindle.
It does sound like a totally freak thing. But we've seen that at times over the years, different injuries that have popped up. The best bat in Major League Baseball, one of the very few elite arms. He's in a very rare class when it comes to that. It's going to be entertaining over the next couple of weeks. I'm interested to see what the Brewers do.
Lane Grindle joins Wisconsin's Afternoon News every Monday during the Brewers' 2023 campaign.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. A couple years ago, my knee was acting up. As an athlete, I've played through pain before, but it was getting to the point where I couldn't compete in the sports I loved. I decided to check out Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's the best decision I've made. I felt no pressure to have surgery. That was important to me. We had choices. I ultimately did choose to have a procedure. I was in and out in just hours and back in action shortly after. I recommend meeting their doctors. Visit orthowisconsin.com today.
It's not a gimmick. It's simply comprehensive, fee-only financial planning to get all your arrows pointed in the right direction. And although rate of return is important, there are many factors that are equally, if not more important. There's a strong belief among financial experts that tax planning is more important than rate of return. And at Financial Strategies, we strongly believe that is what sets us apart. As a result of our strategies, our clients have saved significantly on their taxes. They were prepared to pay the taxes and elated when we shared how they could avoid them. We want to grow your investment and protect it, and we've proven to be very good at doing just that. I'm Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., and we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial Strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
For heirloom quality furniture and mattresses at affordable prices, shop the store-wide Labor Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture, located in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee. Stop in today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Debbie, we got scolded at the Packers game on Saturday.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I'll explain in a minute, but first, how are the roads?
Oh, Bill Stads. Can't take them anywhere. All right, we got southbound on 41 with a crash now right about at Appleton Avenue. We got the shoulders blocked. So it looks like we got cars on either side. Northbound on 43 starting to get a little bit heavier between Burleigh and Keefe. It's just starting to build up a little bit. East and westbound 94 still looking pretty clear right now between downtown and the county line. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Sunny and gorgeous today. It's a little chilly right now, but it's going to warm up to a high of 80. Tonight, partly cloudy. There's a chance for rain late tonight, a low of 63. Tuesday, partly cloudy. Slight chance for rain, a high of 76. Highs in the 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Right now in Milwaukee at 6:53, it is 59 degrees. Wisconsin's Morning News with Vince Vitrano. Vince returns tomorrow. Eric Bilstead along with Mike Spalding. And 101.7 The Truth's Telly Hughes joins us in studio. All right, Telly, so I was at the Packers game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was second quarter. It was early in the game. Jordan Love is done already. Their backup Clifford or whatever his name is was playing. And the wave starts.
Okay.
And it didn't take long. Like, it took maybe the section 2 or 3 tries at it before all of a sudden the whole stadium's doing the wave while the Packers offense is on the field.
Uh-huh.
And I called it a mile away. I said to my son, I'm like, we're gonna get scolded for this. And sure enough, PA goes, fans, please, silence is golden. Silence is golden. Then it works. Fans, please stop doing the wave. The offense is on the field. So then it kind of poured water on it and everyone kind of settled in and away we went.
I think the PA announcer is kind of overstepping his boundaries. I mean, if you're going to a game, the last thing you want to do is be told what to do. And secondly, the last time that the offense jumped off sides because of the home crowd noise was when? And thirdly, I was there for the Patriots-Packers game, and the wave started like in the first quarter. Jordan Love was still on the field. And so I'm like, okay, this is what Packers fans do. I mean, you've been tailgating for a few hours beforehand.
You're a little warmed up.
Yeah, the juice is kicked in, and you want to have a little fun. like, is that really distracting? I think, a 6'4", 320-pound guy running at me at full speed is a little more distracting than the wave.
It can't just be us, though, right? Like, you've been around to stadiums around the country, covered sporting events across the country. It can't just be Packers fans that are cheering and getting shushed, right?
I can't recall other stadiums that are. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. Like I've been to a Bears game, and when the offense is on the field, they'll say Bears at work or men at work or something like that. But I've never been somewhere where the PA announcer is like, shh, be quiet. Just imagine if the PA announcer every time a Milwaukee Buck goes to the free throw line at Fiserv, shh, everybody,
fans,
shut up,
please
be quiet.
See, I'm struggling with this one because I have to admit I do part of being the home team in the home team advantage is okay. We're gonna make it as easy as possible for our team to win, right? So that means, being quiet, I guess, when the offense is out there and then being crazy loud. But we can't do either of those things, right? Like he even said, okay, fans, release the hounds. The defense is on the field. Go nuts. And we were like, oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, now you want me to yell.
We're all folded our arms, all stubborn. Now, it could be that it was preseason. But LaFleur even said something after the game on Packers.com. He told Rock, he's like, yeah, man, I don't like that wave going on. Like, he didn't.
Oh, come on.
He even brought it up.
You know what? You have much more to be concerned about than fans doing the wave during a preseason game and your backup quarterback is in. Like, come on, Matt. Like, stop, dude.
Oh, yeah, and the $15 beers, like, you shave off a few bucks off those beers, then I'll stop doing the wave.
I'll listen to you then.
Yeah, I'll do whatever you want. Telly Hughes, you got a show here starting up in 3 minutes. We'll let you go.
All right, thank you.
Telly Hughes from 1017 The Truth. It's 6:57 business headlines now, and it's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Sari Lesk.
Cafe Zupas could replace Corner Bakery in Pleasant Prairie. The chain now has 3 Wisconsin restaurants in Greenfield, Menominee Falls, and Middleton. Microsoft begins moving dirt for its $1 billion data center development in Mount Pleasant. Chicago-based mega builder Walsh Construction signed on as the top contractor on the job. And former U.S. Bank executive Jane Laddio joins Associated Bank as its president of private wealth. She starts in the new role October 2nd after most recently serving as president of Midland Wealth Management. I'm Sari Lesk with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
HNTB, much like downtown Milwaukee, is on an accelerated growth track. Hi, I'm Ashley Booth, the Wisconsin office leader and a vice president of HNTB. The opportunities in downtown Milwaukee are endless, and it continues to be a tremendous location for retaining and attracting talent. I love working downtown, and so do all of our employees. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. After all, we've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude, others a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews your portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions free from sales commissions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. As a fee-only fiduciary, that's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax Resolution and international best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. The IRS is the most ruthless collection agency in the world. They just announced they will be ramping up collection activities now that the COVID crisis is over. They can seize your bank accounts, garnish your wages, and make your life miserable. My book tells you what you can do so you don't have to worry about them ever again. Don't bury your head in the sand and hope the problem will go away. It will only get worse unless you make the right choice and step up to get them off your back. We can help. We help reduce or eliminate penalties, negotiate payment plans, and represent you in tax audits. Make the right choice and go to rightchoicetax.us to book a call or meeting right now. We know you want to take the first step in getting the IRS off your back so you can live again. That's rightchoicetax.us.
Ah, nothing like a late summer dust-up with an old foe.
On the ground, left side, tough play! Safe! Ball game over!
The I-94 rivalry heats up as the Brewers travel south for a clash with the Cubs.
The Cubs get their hearts broken again.
The Brewers-Cubs series is sponsored by Steinhaffel's Labor Day Sale. Coverage gets underway beginning at 6 p.m. tonight. We are your home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7 o'clock, I'm Eric Bilstead. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, August 28th. Your top story, an 11-year-old remains in critical condition.
I'm Mike Spalding, another state fighting massive wildfires.
I'm Debbie Laziga. We're looking at an accident on southbound 41 just at about Appleton Avenue off on either shoulder, so watch out for that. Things building up in volume northbound on 41 from about Wisconsin Avenue up past Watertown Plank Road. Southbound slow a little bit around the North Avenue curve, too. And then north and southbound on 43 right through the construction zone from Capitol Drive down towards North Avenue. That whole area in both directions you're going to find patchy delays. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Going to be sunny and gorgeous today. Cool right now, but a high of 80 today. Tonight, partly cloudy. Chance for some showers late and a low of 63. Right now in Milwaukee, 59 at 7:01. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, reckless driving on Milwaukee's north side leaves an 11-year-old boy in critical condition. TMJ4's Megan Lee.
So sharp, like
Like, I want to, like, just bust down into tears.
11-year-old Kamani Washington tells me he was out riding his bike with his friend on West Fond du Lac Avenue when cars started racing down the road.
He went flying up in the air, and then I went over there and I started crying by him.
The Milwaukee Police Department confirmed the driver drove away after hitting the young boy. Kamani says neighbors and witnesses rushed to his friend to try to help. Good Samaritans like Donald Scroggins was one of those people.
There was a lot of cars, and then I seen the kid laying down on the grass.
The Milwaukee Fire Department did confirm the child was taken to Freighter Hospital and is in critical condition.
No one is in custody.
The developing story this morning, firefighters on scene of a large house fire in New Berlin, that home near I-43 and Racine Avenue. No information right now regarding the cause of the fire or if there are any injuries. There are about a dozen firefighters on site, several first responder vehicles as well. The flames are under control. A lot of smoke can still be seen, though. We'll have plenty more on this story as details become available.
Fire crews in southwest Louisiana now are waging a desperate battle against the elements.
In the thick forests of Beauregard Parish, Louisiana, a hellish scene is unfolding.
No leaves on the trees. Grass is black. Nothing's green around here. Fire's burning. Smoke is everywhere.
Firefighter Sean McCormick says that when the wind shifted on the Tiger Island fire,
we had to go back and start evacuating homes, knocking on doors, getting people out of there as quickly as possible.
The Beauregard Parish wildfire has charred 60 to 80,000 acres. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
And President Biden today marking a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement.
President Biden and Vice President Harris today will commemorate the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington with events at the White House. They'll meet with organizers of the march, community leaders, and members of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s family. The meeting comes exactly 60 years after the Oval Office meeting between President John F. Kennedy and Dr. King on the morning of the original March on Washington. Tonight, the president will host a reception and deliver remarks. On Saturday, tens of thousands gathered on the National Mall for what organizers said was not a commemoration of the 1963 march, but a continuation of the fight for civil rights and equality. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Milwaukee police continue to search for suspects involved in a shooting aboard a Milwaukee County Transit System bus. This happened near Sherman and Capitol Thursday morning, sent one man to the hospital. Some transit union leaders are now calling for increased security measures aboard MCTS buses.
For the first time since 2009, NASCAR returned to the Milwaukee Mile this weekend.
The return of the NASCAR Truck Series to the Milwaukee Mile in the Clean Harbors 175 being considered a success by event planners. Fans treated to an exciting race and cool temperatures. I caught up with TMJ4's Lance Allen, and he was satisfied with the turnout.
I think it was a good first start. I think the stands were pleasantly full. There were a lot of people here. You have to build from somewhere, and I thought it was actually pretty good.
An official announcement has not been made yet as to NASCAR returning to the Milwaukee Mile in 2024. Reporting from State Fair Park, Patrick Kane, WTMJ News.
Coming up, so close to 100 without going over. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Oak Creek Lions Fest is back Friday through Labor Day, and you won't want to miss this year's lineup with 3 live music venues. Family fun, games, carnival rides, the Oak Creek Lions Big Money $8,000 cash raffle, helicopter rides, our craft beer tent, and the hottest and live local band favorites every day. Featuring great food with Friday's fish fry, Saturday's famous steak sandwiches and ribs, along with Sunday's ever-popular pork and beef sandwiches. And auto enthusiasts, don't miss Sunday's car show from 10 to 2. All 3 stages will be rocking with the hottest in local live music from DJ Red, Bella Kane, Harper's Bazaar, The Now, The Kingfish Band, Mount Olive, the Bluegrass All-Stars, and The Sensations, along with many other great bands. Don't miss the 2023 Oak Creek Lions Fest, 2 miles east of I-94, 3 blocks north of Ryan Road, at 9327 South Shepherd Avenue. Free admission, free parking. Friday through Labor Day, it's Oak Creek Lions Fest. Find out more at oakcreeklions.com, oakcreeklions.com.
Selling a home is stressful, difficult, and costly. The repairs, the showings, the months it takes. But there's an easier way, and you have nothing to lose to try it out. Grandview Homes will buy your home today completely as is. Call or visit grandviewhomes.com.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
It's a snowman for the Brew Crew.
Crazy Eights for the Brewers. Much more in sports as they head to Chicago at 7:15.
And 2 people now facing criminal charges related to the death of an inmate at the Waukesha County Jail. The district attorney's office says the charges have been filed against Lieutenant Johanna Grace and a jailhouse nurse, Deborah Link. Grace was in charge of the jail at the time of Randy Glenn's booking back in January, while Link was the one who performed his intake assessment. Glenn was believed to have swallowed a plastic baggie full of drugs shortly after his arrest and died at the jail several hours later. Family attorney now claiming the sheriff's office did not take proper care of Glenn, and both Grace and Link failed to note the drug ingestion on their logs.
The Lake Express Ferry, which runs passengers from Milwaukee to Muskegon, Michigan, involved in a rescue on Friday.
Possible boat taking on water at Lake Express.
Around 10:30 a.m. Friday, while starting its second pass of Lake Michigan for the day, Senior Vice President of the Lake Express, Aaron Schultz, tells TMJ4 News the vessel saw another boat in distress.
They saw some smoke. As they looked back at it after passing it, they noticed it had pretty rapidly gone underneath the water.
7 people were saved from the water around the 27-foot boat, thanks in large part to quick thinking from the Lake Express captain. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A daytime television legend has died. Longtime host of Truth or Consequences and The Price is Right, Bob Barker, dying Saturday at the age of 99. On camera, Barker was a daytime television icon, but off camera, he was a long-standing advocate for animal rights. Former WTMJ personality and talk show host himself, Jim Peck, telling Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News.
He was absolutely committed to animal rights and animal welfare, and he wasn't just someone who mouthed things. He lived it, and he studied it, and he knew more about animals than most veterinarians.
Again, Barker was 99 years old.
I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing.
That's still my favorite Bob Barker. It's when he showed up on Happy Gilmore all those years ago.
I can't believe you're a professional golfer. I think you should be working at the snack bar.
We have news to share regarding members of Wisconsin's Morning News. That's next.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Your home is your biggest investment, and you live in it. So when you invest in it, you want the best. The best windows, the best roofing, the best deck. Where do you look? Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited, you ask? For windows, roofs, and decks? Yes. Siding Unlimited is the best installer of windows, roofs, and decks. They also are the best with siding. Prove it, you demand. Good point. Well, Siding Unlimited has the manufacturer's awards and customer satisfaction history to prove it. In fact, Pella Window named Siding Unlimited their Platinum Elite Contractor of the Year in the entire country 3 years in a row. What's so great about Siding Unlimited? Well, honest pricing, devoted American craftsmen, integrity. You want the best, and Siding Unlimited is it. Windows, roofs, decks, and Siding Unlimited. SidingUnlimited.com.
Traffic and weather at 7:10. How are we looking, Debbie?
Well, we're looking at a little bit of a backup along 43 northbound downtown to Brown Deer Road, showing up at a 12-minute ride. About the same thing is true for the southbound side, too. We do still have this accident on 41 southbound at Appleton Avenue, cars on the shoulders. The rest of the system actually not looking too bad. Just starting to fill in a little bit on eastbound 94. Got a little bit of sun glare out there, so that might be affecting your ride as well. Hey, help out your fellow commuters. Report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's Season of Discovery. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. On the cool side this morning, you may want a sweatshirt when heading out the door. Sunshine and beautiful day today, though. A high temperature of 80 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy. Chance of showers well after midnight tonight, a low 63. For Tuesday, partly cloudy, slight chance of showers, a high of 76. This rain isn't going to add up to much. On Wednesday, mostly sunny, 72. Thursday, sunny skies, 77. And Friday, sunny and very warm, back up to 88 degrees. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now in Milwaukee, 59 at 7-Eleven.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. In for Vince Petrano, here's Eric Bilstad.
Eric Bilstad along with Mike Spalding. Debbie Lazga's got your traffic. Adam Roberts in the newsroom. Brandon Snide is changing his hats today. Our sports guy is producing the program today, because Greg Pancake Hill is now a father. He is now officially a daddy. We told you it was going to happen, and it did. A brand new baby boy born yesterday afternoon. So congratulations to Steph and to Greg. Greg tells us that all is well. Baby is phenomenal. He called his wife a, quote, badass. So Steph is doing great. We'll let him, when he's ready to make an announcement on a name and all that stuff, we'll let him do that. Maybe try to get him on the program in one day this week, but obviously, baby's not even 24 hours old yet, so we'll give him the day before we bother them. And Vince Vetrano is back tomorrow. So Vince, I can report, is back in Wisconsin. That's like a 13 to 14-hour trip from New York to Wisconsin. So came back yesterday late. So he'll be back on the air with us tomorrow. But he was in New York City, of course, to drop his firstborn off at college. So I'm sure he's got plenty to share on how that went. But glad to know that he's made it back home and that they are now living with just 2 in the house instead of 3. I know that's an adjustment. Lots to get to today. It's 7:13 right now. We'll have our week ahead. What all can we expect in the coming days? We'll do that later this hour. Plus, of course, your Brewers, super hot, red hot. They now head to Chicago. So we're going to run all those specs. We'll get you all the details of what happens next. We'll do it here in sports in 1 minute. And sports is brought to you by Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc. It's your destination dealer.
It's still summer in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc has you covered for fun in the sun. From bike nights to Saturday rides, or maybe just some retail therapy like a new motorcycle, or just a little something for yourself, there's always something going on. Check out Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at WISHD.com and like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at WISHD.com. Don't just see the world. Feel it right here, right now. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Looking to do something new with your savings? Get old with a money market account from Old National Bank and earn a 5.15% annual percentage yield. Whatever you're saving for, Old National is here to put your money to work today. Earn 5.15% APY with our 9-month introductory money market offer valid through September 30th, 2023. To earn the promotional rate, account must be funded with a minimum of $10,000 out on deposit at Old National as of July 31st, 2023 within 15 days of account opening. Learn more at oldnational.com or visit a local banking center today. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
Earn points every time you shop with Fleet Rewards. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Sign up today and start saving with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
You couldn't ask for a bigger series. It starts today in Chicago. The first place Brewers and the second place Cubs tonight right here on WTMJ. This after the Brewers swept the Padres out of town.
1-2. Everybody ready. Here's the pitch. Struck him out swinging. It's a snowman for the Brew Crew. 8 straight wins and a 10-6 victory over the Padres this afternoon at American Family Field.
I can't hear Levering say that enough.
It's a snowman for the Brew Crew.
Yes. The Brewers win again. 10-6 the final. You heard there. Now 8 in a row. Their offense, according to Mark Canha, is offensing.
We're doing a little bit of everything. We're walking. We're hitting for power. We're just getting on base and also cashing in runs with runners in scoring position. So we're just kind of offensing.
Yes, they are. They're just doing everything right.
Put another quarter in the merry-go-round.
All right, so up next now, the Cubs. 3-game series. Again, the Brewers lead by 4. You win a couple here, you take this series, you're looking good there the rest of the way.
Yeah, we're kind of getting down to crunch time, right? If you're a Brewers fan, you got to be feeling great.
Injury news, Adrian Hauser did leave the game early yesterday with a sore elbow. Craig Counsell.
It's not in the ligament, the UCL area. So from that perspective, less concerning. But he did have elbow stiffness, and that's for a pitcher, that you got to take you out of the game when that's going on.
Now, he may miss a start, says Counsell. Carlos Santana, by the way, also has a gimpy ankle at the moment, so we'll see how he feels today. Moving on to football. Tomorrow's the big day for the Green Bay Packers. It's cut day as we now inch toward the start of the season. We're less than 2 weeks from week 1, and they play the Bears in Chicago. That's 2 weeks from yesterday. They beat the Seahawks at Lambeau Field 19-15 on Saturday. Jordan Love going 9 for 15, 63 yards, had 3 rush yards for 21 yards, 3 carries for 21. Also threw a touchdown to Christian Watson. I was at that game. I don't know. I have to admit, I don't know how I feel about that. This has been an ongoing issue with some fans about whether or not they can cheer when the offense is on the field. I guess the best we can do to help them be better is if we're quiet when the offense is on the field and if we're crazy loud when the defense is on the field.
And it hasn't always been this way. Like, when I think about that, I think of going back to, like, the mid-2000s, early 2000s with Peyton Manning. Right, that was the big thing in Indianapolis, was like, be quiet so we can do all the things.
Yeah, right. You're right. He started it.
Yeah, but he was also like doing things at the line where no offense to Jordan Love, I don't think Jordan Love is doing all those adjustments and audibles and all kinds of stuff like that. So I don't think this has always been a thing. I think Telly was right with, I think you have bigger issues to worry about. If you're on the field, you're probably not concerned with what people are doing in the 300s.
It is interesting, though. It was funny, though, just how that went. But yes, you're right, I suppose. Some other race news from over the weekend. Yes, we did have a race at the Milwaukee Mile, which is pretty cool, the Craftsman Truck Series. Grant Enfinger is your winner. And we have good news regarding the NASCAR driver who crashed over the weekend.
A NASCAR crash like we've rarely seen, if ever.
A big push coming now for Harvick. Oh, and around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling.
That's NASCAR on NBC. At Daytona Speedway yesterday, Ryan Preece crashing, his Ford completely flipping over in the air 11 times, traveling a great distance over the infield. Amazingly, Preece released from a hospital today. No word on his condition. Besides, lucky to be alive.
Preece.
Joey Waller, ABC News.
Tweeting that if you want to be a race car driver, you better be tough. That was a crazy crash. I've never quite seen one like that before.
I don't know how it was just 11. If you've seen crazy NASCAR crashes, this is definitely up there.
Last sports note, Simone Biles wins her 8th U.S. championship. It's 7:19. The week ahead is next.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me as we count down to the RNC in Milwaukee. We'll talk to the biggest names across the political landscape. Ronna McDaniel, she is the chair of the Republican National Committee.
The American public really wants to see what Republicans are putting forward and what our plan is to turn the tide.
Full podcast available on WTMJ.com or text RNC to the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620 and get a link sent directly to you. It's the countdown to the RNC podcast, only here on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Johnson & Sons Paving. You know, the front door to your small business? It's not the door. It's the parking lot. And if it's all banged up and potholed, that is not the first impression you want to give to your valued customers. Fix it up or rebuild the whole thing with Johnson & Sons Paving. They do everything in-house. They'll help you design your project, and they even mix their own asphalt. Plenty of Johnsons over there, but no subcontractors. You get Johnson & Sons Paving every step of the way. One-stop shop for projects of any size. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Well, then it's time to start thinking custom made. I'm John Hagenson, host of Creative Planning's Rethink Your Money. And every Saturday, you hear me talk about the importance of having a financial plan built around your unique goals. And this week, we're offering you a chance to get started on your very own custom-made plan with a free wealth path analysis. Don't miss this opportunity to learn how a customized plan can get you to your retirement goals even faster. Learn more at creativeplanning.com/radio.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular. Built for business. Built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Traffic and weather at 7:21. It's been a bit rough at times today, Debbie.
Yeah, waking up to a lot of issues out on the road. First of all, we do have an accident southbound on 41 at about Appleton Avenue. Got some cars off on either shoulder. And then we've got your usual pretty much slowdowns on 43, basically from Silver Spring all the way down to about Locust. Northbound side slow from North Avenue all the way up to about Keefe. East and westbound 94, handling things pretty well. Got a little bit of sun glare out there, so you might see a few taps of the brakes coming out of the Stadium interchange heading towards 27th. And then on southbound 41, also right around the North Avenue curve, we're seeing a little bit of a backup there. Also, one other backup that just popped up on my map right now. We're looking at delays coming out of the Plainfield curve, northbound up past Oklahoma Avenue. Not hearing about any kind of accident at the moment, but this is like kind of a weird aberration of a delay, enough to make it be possible that there's something out there. So I'll check that out and let you know on the next one. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. It's going to warm up to a high of 80 today. A little chilly at the moment, but it's going to be sunny and gorgeous today. Tonight, partly cloudy, a chance for showers late and a low of 63. Tuesday, partly cloudy, slight chance for showers, a high of 76. Wednesday, sunny, 72. Thursday, sunny, 77. Friday, warming up to a high of 88 degrees on Friday. Right now in Milwaukee, 59 at 7:23.
Time to bust the tower.
It's time to look at the week ahead.
Let's go!
All right, let's get to it. The week ahead, what can we expect? What news will you see? I have a couple of things that are going to take place today. A judge overseeing former President Donald Trump's federal election interference case is expected to set a trial date. Now, we'll see if this all gets determined. Everything always seems to get pushed back or moved around. Special counsel Jack Smith pushing for a trial to start on January 2nd. That'd be days before the anniversary, of course, of the Capitol insurrection. The defense team for Trump, meanwhile, hoping to delay his day in court, as well as his other cases, until after the November 2024 election. Trump won't be at that hearing today. He's not required to be there. Meanwhile, in Georgia, the DA there laying out the first details of her anti-racketeering case against the former president, also against Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, who is pushing to move his case to federal court. Today's also the 60th anniversary of the historic March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Best remembered today for the Dr. Martin Luther King's iconic I Have a Dream speech. Today was the day, 60 years ago. Also this week, tomorrow, the top elections official here in Wisconsin, Megan Wolf, she will not testify at a Senate committee hearing on her reappointment. She's going to lean on a letter from the state attorney general that says lawmakers have no authority to force a vote on firing her. So they're going to meet tomorrow. She is not going to testify there. She does not believe she needs to be there. Wednesday, Mike, grab the bug spray, head outside. A super blue moon will take place.
All right.
Super blue moon.
Not regular blue.
No.
Super blue.
Yes, so the supermoon will appear to be even closer than the full moon at the beginning of the month. See, we already had a full moon this month. So now we have the blue moon. It's not actually blue in color. The term signifies a second full moon within a single month. So we have the super blue moon because it's going to appear even closer than the last. This is the last of the 4 consecutive supermoons this year. There's one more. Harvest moon is September 28th. So we still got a couple of more.
That's the orange one, right? The harvest moon? Is that the big orange one?
I get them mixed up. There's also like the sturgeon moon.
Sure.
There's Crazy Eights moon.
Corn moon.
Corn moon? There's no corn moon.
Yes, Pocahontas sings about it in the movie.
I apologize. I've not seen that movie recently.
Moon. Come on, man.
All right, well, corn moon hasn't happened yet either. Tonight, or this Wednesday, it'll be super blue moon. 8:30 Central Time, that's when you can expect it at its peak. So hopefully by then it's dark enough and you can catch it here. In sports, huge series today for the Brewers and Cubs. The Crew could really take hold of the division if they can take this series. So 3 against the Cubs starting today at Wrigley Field. Brewers lead the NL Central by 4 games.
I knew summer was winding down because I started to see the tweets this weekend of magic numbers, like the Brewers' magic numbers, 29, Brandon, 29, 28, something along those lines. It was just like, All right, the countdown is beginning.
Also, speaking of counting down, they're going to start cutting some teams and teammates. Packers making their roster cuts. All the NFL teams making their roster cuts tomorrow. In theaters, I'm embarrassed to admit that I don't even know if I knew these movies existed. Denzel Washington returns to the big screen as former government assassin Robert McCall, a.k.a. The Equalizer. Are you aware of The Equalizer?
I'm aware. I was aware of Equalizer number 1. I was not aware of Equalizer number 2 or 3.
I'm a little embarrassed that I did not realize this. It's the third and final chapter of the franchise. He's now retired and living in a peaceful Italian village, but of course, chaos ensues. Equalizer 3 opens on Friday.
You'd like it.
I like Denzel Washington.
It's one of those you can like pop it on. You're doing other things around the house. You come back, you shooting people. You leave, you come back. You know, you shoot people again.
Well, what's with our actors being like our politicians? We can't find new, younger generation actors and politicians. We always have these. I mean, Denzel's getting up there. He's still playing an action-packed guy. Good for him,
once
though.
you're an assassin, you don't forget how to assassin.
I do like Denzel. So, okay, Equalizer 3 coming out Friday. Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Looking at the stock futures right now at 727, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ all up right now as we march toward the opening bell 1 hour from now. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button today.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Know any good jokes?
Sure. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sorry, Hasselus Mattress is employee-free, so nobody's here to answer the door.
No employees?
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
Are you joking?
Plus, through Monday, get a $200 MasterCard Rewards gift card with the purchase of a Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sorry, not home. I'm at Hasselus Mattress.
Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Does your knee pain keep getting worse? How about that pain in your shoulder or hip or back? Well, don't let them tell you steroids and surgery are your only option. Take my advice now and call QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. QC Kinetics can make that pain go away with all natural advanced regenerative medicine. They're helping people here in Milwaukee every day with these amazing natural treatments that restore and repair damaged joint tissue. It's like turning back the clock. Regenerative medicine uses concentrated healing agents from your own body to stimulate that damaged tissue in your joints so they can work like they're supposed to. And there's zero downtime. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting medical breakthrough, and patients here are getting real lasting relief and saying no to surgery and drugs. If you have pain due to injury or arthritis, this is a remarkable option that you need to check out, and the consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics now at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
I just learned Discover credit cards do something awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned. Doubled. See terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests.
It's 7:30. I'm Adam Roberts. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, August 28th. Your top story, crews battling a house fire in New Berlin.
I'm Debbie Loziga, northbound 4394. Big problems. Now, we do have a crash right now at Holt Avenue. The outer lanes are closed, only the center lane getting through. So that's going to be tying things up back almost to the Mitchell. And we've also got eastbound 94 with a broken down vehicle at Mitchell Boulevard that's slowing things down to 84th Street. 41 southbound at Appleton Avenue. Accident also backing things up almost to Good Hope Road. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
In the Gulf and is expected to hit Florida this week as a hurricane. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis warning those in his state over the weekend they need to be ready.
If you are in the path of this storm, you should expect power outages. So please prepare for that, particularly if you have one, if this storm ends up coming in the Tallahassee region. There's a lot of trees that are going to get knocked down. The power lines are going to get knocked down. That is just going to happen.
1,100 National Guard members have been mobilized. 2,400 high water vehicles are at the ready. President Biden and Vice President Harris will mark 60 years since the March on Washington. They will take part in commemorations at the White House later today. There were public events over the weekend in D.C. Investigators in Jacksonville, Florida, say the weekend killing of 3 people at a Dollar General store was racially motivated. They're looking into the background of the 21-year-old gunman who took his own life following the killings. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 7:31. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a developing story this morning in New Berlin, where firefighters are still on scene at a large house fire, the home located near I-43 and Racine Avenue. No information on the cause of the fire. Latest update from our news partners at TMJ4 is that a family of 4, 2 adults, 2 children, and 2 dogs were taken out of the home safely. However, New Berlin Fire Chief Stephen Cox is reporting the home may be a total loss. We'll have more information on the story as details become available. An 11-year-old boy in critical condition after being struck by the driver of a vehicle near Hoyt and Fond du Lac on Milwaukee's north side. TMJ4's Megan Lee.
11-year-old Kamani Washington tells me he was out riding his bike with his friend on West Fond du Lac Avenue when cars started racing down the road.
He went flying up in the air.
Like many, Laretha James is fed up with the speeding in her neighborhood.
Where are they going? In a hurry? Nowhere. It's every day.
She has a message for the driver as well.
Turn yourself in. That's what you can do. Because it's going to hunt them. Hitting a baby? Come on now.
With a silly string in hand, Kamani has one last thought to share.
Everybody just pray for this man, bro, because he did not deserve this.
The Milwaukee Fire Department did confirm the child was taken to Freighter Hospital and is in critical condition.
Police say they are still searching for the driver of the vehicle. 2 people facing criminal charges related to the death of an inmate at the Waukesha County Jail. The district attorney's office says charges have been filed against Lieutenant Johanna Grace and a jailhouse nurse, Deborah Link. Grace was in charge of the jail at the time of Randy Glenn's booking in January this year, while Link was on duty. Glenn was believed to have swallowed a plastic bag full of drugs shortly after his arrest and died at the jail several hours later. The family's attorney claims the sheriff's department did not take proper care of Glenn, and both Grace and Link failed to note the drug ingestion in their logs. And Kohl's has turned another quarterly profit. However, sales remain down. Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Mark Cass, tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News shoplifting is worsening the nearly 5% drop in sales from this time last year.
We've seen some of it, unfortunately, and see it go on, but now it's going to such highs. I've seen these shots of what's going on out in L.A., what's happened in Chicago over the months, and this stuff matters. I think we have to realize when a retailer loses things like this, who ends up with the cost? It's going to be you and I, because they have to make up that money somewhere.
Meanwhile, Kohl's has opened nearly 200 new Sephora shops inside its stores during the same quarter, with 50 more expected to open this coming month. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
From sockeye to coho, the finest Alaskan salmon is on sale this Saturday and Sunday at Sendix. Pre-order these and other delicious seafood at sendix.com/seafood.
Coming up, time to dump the wine. This portion of the show is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Retire well with Kowal.
As the old saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When it comes to retirement planning, this couldn't be more true. Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. We understand life is busy and sometimes important things like retirement planning can fall to the wayside. So I'm here to remind you to take time to plan. A 1-hour retirement planning consultation with our fiduciary advisors will help you get started on the path to your dream retirement. We will review your current financial situation, your goals and needs, and help you plan for life's what-ifs. Don't delay planning for your future any longer. Our advisors at Kowal Investment Group are here to help you create a clear path to retirement, execute your plan, and navigate changes throughout retirement to ensure you stay on track. If you're close to or already in retirement and have $750,000 or more in investable assets, give our office a call today at 262-522-4040 or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your no-obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Business insurance continues to get more expensive. To share his knowledge on the topic and the impact, here's Jeff Salasinski, VP Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thanks, Vince. Volatile weather, inflationary pressures, and cybercrime are driving insurance costs up for everyone today. It's important to be concerned with cost, but don't make the critical mistake of buying insurance on price alone. Critical mistakes we see and correct for buyers regularly include policies with big gaps in coverage and not applying discounts and credits the buyer's eligible for. R&R Insurance will get you a competitive price and a policy with all the key coverages and limits. Are you certain your policy will protect you and your business in the event of a loss?
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
With 48 years of stability, local family ownership, and deep industry knowledge, R&R Insurance will be focused on you and your success. And the best part, we're not for sale. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
The Brewers keep offensing. Sophia Minna joins us for Brewers 360 at 7:37. So France is destroying wine. The wine industry is struggling in France. Currently, domestic demand for red wine is half what it was in the 1990s. And suppliers haven't been able to adequately respond to these changes, so there's a huge surplus. So they're going to spend money to get rid of it. France's Minister of Ag has allocated the money of $200 million to vineyards to try to persuade them to destroy their grapevines and begin growing olives instead.
All right.
So why do you need to spend $200 million to just like bloop, bloop, dump a bottle of wine? Or, I don't know, axe a barrel and have all the wine gush out? Because, well, for one, they still need some revenue, so France is trying to kind of help that a little bit.
It's probably a price point issue, right? If you encourage them to sell the bottles for cheap, well, they're not going to do that if they're not going to be able to turn a profit. I'm assuming that's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, the alcohol from the destroyed wine can be sold to companies for use in, like, non-food products, like hand sanitizer, cleaning products, perfume, that type of thing.
No, this is a nice cab.
Yeah.
A nice cab hand sanitizer.
Honey, you smell like wine today.
It's a sanitizer, I swear.
7:38. This portion of the show is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk, heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
Is there anything sweeter than the crisp sound of a driver when it connects purely with the ball? Scientists have determined that sound has a psychological effect on golfers and that many evaluate the quality of their shot by the sound it makes. Right after contact, you may have the same sense about your financial plan. When you review what you own and why you own it and the date you plan on retiring, something doesn't seem, look, or sound right. Think of Annex Wealth Management as the swing doctors for your financial plan. We'll look at every component of your plan, including the goals you're swinging for, and give you the truly objective analysis that comes from a fee-only fiduciary with no products to push or commissions to chase. It may be you need to only tweak one part of your plan, or you may have to work on a missing component. When it comes to helping you get it right, talk to our pros. Contact Annex Wealth Management today. Set up a time to meet in person or securely online and get a free portfolio review. Get started at annexwealth.com.
You're just going to have to live with it. That's what I told myself. And if you can believe it, that's what the doctors told me.
Since Andy was a boy, he had health issues, which later we would find were primarily due to his trouble breathing. So for 36 years, Andy lived with about 85% blockage in his nose. He had to breathe through his mouth, because when he tried to breathe through his nose, it felt like he was being suffocated. It affected his sleep, his work life, and his ability to play sports. And he wasn't going to let it ruin his life anymore. So he came to Advent. As bad as it was, his problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty and turbinate reduction. Procedures you won't find offered by big box healthcare. This is Dr. Madan Kandula. It's definitely possible that your nasal breathing problems have a simple solution too. You can hear Andy's story in his own words at adventknowsandy.com and begin on your path to breathing well and living better.
Results may vary.
Traffic is sponsored by Built Right Furniture, Leather and Mattresses.
For affordable, better quality furniture and mattresses, you've got to get to Built Right today. Built Right Furniture saves you money. 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
I can't believe you're a professional golfer. I think you should be working at the snack bar.
That's my favorite Bob Barker right there.
There you go.
Fighting Adam Sandler. Speaking of fighting, the road's been brutal today.
Yeah, been kind of difficult to deal with. Right now, 4394 northbound, right about at Holt Avenue, we've got an accident that's got the left and right lanes blocked. Center lane is the only one open, so obviously a big old bottleneck through there. Going to be really slowing things down, basically through the Mitchell interchange, so be prepared for that. We've also got on southbound 41 an accident at Appleton Avenue. We got some cars on either shoulder. Things are backing up all the way back to Main Street, Menominee Falls, so that's going to be slowing things down. Southbound on 43, lots of company from Good Hope Road all the way down to about Locust, and eastbound 94 backing up out of the Zoo interchange all the way through the stadium. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. On the cool side this morning, you may want a sweatshirt when heading out the door. Sunshine and beautiful day today, though. A high temperature of 80 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy. Chance of showers well after midnight tonight, a low 63. For Tuesday, partly cloudy. Slight chance of showers, a high of 76. This rain isn't going to add up to much. On Wednesday, mostly sunny, 72. Thursday, sunny skies, 77. And Friday, sunny and very warm, back up to 88 degrees. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
I want the whole thing.
742, 59 degrees. Yeah, Bob Barker, like that a whole generation of people only know Bob Barker from the Happy Gilmore movie and his time with Adam Sandler. And those two were like close. Adam Sandler posted a very nice, genuine note over the weekend. Bob Barker passing away at the age of 99, calling him the man, the myth, the best. Such a sweet, funny guy to hang out with. Loved talking to him, loved laughing with him, loved him kicking the crap out of me. He'll be missed by everyone I know. Heartbreaking day. Love to Bob always and his family. So yeah, Bob Barker dying at the age of 99, and it was natural causes in his home, so it couldn't have worked out better. A blessed life for Mr. Barker. 7:43, lots to get to in the next 15 minutes. Let's start with Brewers 360, the Red Hot Crew. That's next.
It's outdoor living time. Make the most of it this year. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited transform your space into your outdoor living dream. A deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. We live for summer around here. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
1-2 pitch. High drive. We are tied. My goodness, is that ball hammered? Wow. That got out in a hurry. Just like that, even.
And there you go. The Brewers red hot. That's Willie Contreras. There was just a bomb yesterday as the Brewers go on to win 10-6. Here's Leverin's call as it ended.
1-2. Everybody ready. Here's the pitch. Struck him out swinging. It's a snowman for the Brew Crew. 8 straight wins and a 10-6 victory over the Padres this afternoon at American Family Field.
This is the first time the Brewers have swept 3 consecutive series in a single season since 2014. The Brewers are hot. Now they head to Chicago.
It's a snowman for the Brew Crew.
Brewers 360 sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. 8 in a row, and now you play 3 against the second place team. The Cubs are 4 games back. Joining us now for Brewers 360, Sophia Minnaert. Good morning, Sophia. Boy, here we go. This is why you play baseball for a series that we have coming up starting tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Obviously the Brewers are hot. This is probably the best baseball that they've, played as a team all season. And, the Cubs are playing really well, too. They're coming off of a series win against Pittsburgh. They've won 7 of their last 10. So they're 4 games back, as you said. So these teams are going to play each other 3 times here at Wrigley, and then the final series of the regular season at home in Milwaukee. So 6 games left between these two.
Sophia, what's the vibe like around the clubhouse right now? I can imagine everyone's riding high, but as you mentioned, there's a huge series against the Cubs coming up today.
Yeah, I think they just see it as a great opportunity. Like, nothing's going to be decided this week. I think it's just a chance to add, more separation in the standings. They already have the 4-3 season advantage. Very similar to what we've talked about with the Cincinnati Reds, is like securing that season series tiebreaker can be really impactful, down the stretch here as we get into September. So, I think they're having fun. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now. I think just what the offense is doing has been a huge boost for everybody. They're still playing, they're still pitching really well, and the defense has been there. So it just feels like it's kind of all coming together right now.
Speaking of the pitching, Adrian Hauser got yanked after a couple of innings because of discomfort in his elbow. What do we know about his prognostication? How's he going to look?
Yeah, I think, these next few days will be pretty big for him. It was just kind of like some elbow swelling / tightness for him. So obviously any time that the elbow is involved, you're going to be just extremely cautious. And he's had Tommy John in the past as a prospect. So I think they thought it was relatively minor, but how he feels today, how his throwing goes the next few days will determine, if he's able to make his next start, if they need to skip him, any IL time. So I'm not sure we have all the information yet.
Brewers 360, Sophia Minard joining us on Wisconsin's Morning News. Over the weekend, Mark Attanasio spoke and addressed a couple of different issues that are lingering, one of them being Craig Counsell's contract. And he said he had a gajillion reasons why they want Counsell back, but they ain't going to discuss that until after the season.
Yeah, that's been their stance all season long. I mean, Craig has made that pretty clear going back to the offseason and at spring training. We have not talked about it really at all during the regular season. We're obviously all aware of what the circumstances are, but it truly is ultimately Craig's decision. It should be his alone. And he has the support of everybody in the organization. Mark Attanasio, Matt Arnold, the front office, they've all said as much. They've been very consistent on that obviously they'd all love to have Craig back. Everyone believes he's probably the best manager in the game. Obviously his success here speaks for itself. So, but Craig will decide kind of how he feels and what he wants to do when hopefully not for a while, hopefully when the season's over.
Sophia, do you try to figure out where to position yourself when you're doing those end of game interviews and make sure you don't get hit by the Gatorade?
It's always just keep your eye on Willy Adames. That's just the key to the whole thing. As long as you know where Willy is, then normally you're able to avoid it. So he's been doing it earlier, which makes my job a little easier. So yeah, it's been fun, and I think what's been cool about this winning streak is it's been a lot of different players. It's not just been one guy. So that's always a good sign.
Good stuff. We get back at it tonight. Big series against the Cubs. Thank you, Sophia. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a great day.
Sophia Minard for Brewers 360 right here on WTMJ. Tausch is next at 7:49.
WTMJ Now with Steve and Sandy.
I've done this before. Like, everything in life doesn't need a play-by-play. Everything in life is like, oh, is that how you're going to stack the dishes? Especially when you're living with someone. Like, everything doesn't need a comment. Unless it's a deal breaker, it just doesn't need a comment.
Everyone has solid, defined position. There's no gray. It's like this or that. There's no understanding. There's often lack of communication. If you can't have a conversation with somebody, you're not doing life right.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 620 WTMJ.
Eric Bilstead here with WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News for J.D. Griffiths. They've been at it for more than 70 years. J.D. Griffiths, Milwaukee's premier provider and builder of garages and garage doors. My wife and I got our new garage doors earlier this year, we went to WTMJ.com, then we went to JDGriffiths.com. JDGriffiths.com, and that website set us up. We got our free at-home estimate. Ken showed us everything. Saw different examples, different ideas, different looks. And my wife was very happy with what we picked, and now we have a gorgeous-looking house. It's got a nice little upgrade there with our home, and we could not be happier. So take a look at your garage doors this morning, or your one garage door, and think, you know what, maybe it's time. Maybe you notice a couple of scuff marks. It might be a nice, easy, simple way to upgrade the house. JDGriffiths.com is the website. They also offer servicing, so if you're just looking for some coils, you need some work done on your garage doors, JDGriffiths.com is the website. And do not forget, they also are the premier provider and builder of garage doors, detached garages as well. You need a detached garage, JDGriffiths.com is the place to go. JD Griffiths has you covered all of your garage door needs. Visit their website today. It's jdgriffiths.com. Schedule your free at-home estimate, jdgriffiths.com.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. Visit WisconsinDriveChevy.com. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier and High Country seat 7.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Visit Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options at their September 13th Ice Cream Social and Open House. RSVP or schedule a tour at harwoodplace.org.
Went to Lambeau Field on Saturday for the game, Debbie, and I was scolded.
Uh-oh.
Scolded at the field.
Can't take you anywhere, honestly.
We'll explain here in a second with Tosh, but first, the road's still rough?
Yeah, still rough. 4394 northbound. We have an accident at about Holt Avenue. It was blocking lanes of traffic. They were able to move everything off to the left, but the damage is done. We got backups all the way back through the Mitchell Interchange, pretty much in all directions. 40 minutes Layton to downtown. It's a 33-minute backup. Also, southbound 43 filling in. We've got some slowdowns basically from before Bender Road, basically from Good Hope Road, all the way down to about Locust. It's about 22 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown. And along 94 eastbound, slow out of the Zoo Interchange all the way to about 27th Street. From the Zoo Interchange into downtown, we're up to a 14-minute ride. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. It's your comfort, their family's tradition. Sunny and gorgeous today. It's going to warm up. It's chilly now, but it'll be a high of 80 later today. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. There is a chance for rain late tonight. For your Tuesday, partly cloudy, a slight chance for showers, a high of 76. Wednesday, sunny, 72. Thursday, sunny, a high of 77. Friday warms up to a high of 88. Right now, 59 at 7:53.
Idea Man.
You go somewhere where you don't know and you don't really study much, just kind of assume that everything is smaller, and then you realize the distance is the same here as it is in the U.S., even though it's metric and everything else.
Innovative.
Sometimes ignorance is bliss, and in this case, I don't know if I'd say it was bliss, but I was definitely ignorant.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
You just made the open for tomorrow.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Fellow Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Tausch also sponsored by your Southeastern Wisconsin Chevy dealers. So went to the game on Saturday, Tausch, like we talked about. It was great. It was a good game. It was intense. It was exciting. But then something happened in the second quarter that I wasn't expecting.
Uh-oh.
Well, two things happened that I wasn't expecting. So Love was done. Jordan Love was done for the day. And their backup was in Clifford or whatever. And the wave started. So that surprised me that it was only the second quarter. Like we're already waving, if you will. And then the PA guy, as he's done before, scolded everybody, said, hey, come on, guys, fans, please. Silence is golden. Silence is golden. Stop doing the wave, please. Men at work on the field. So he poured water on it, and everyone was kind of like, oh, no. And then we all sat on our hands for a little bit.
Yeah, this has been something now for quite a while, and I don't remember it as much with Favre, but I know Aaron Rodgers, it drove him nuts because you go on the road, and, Lambeau, I think before the expansion and that south end zone closed up, it wasn't the loudest place. I mean, the fans, obviously it's great, but the acoustics and just how everything was built up, it wasn't as loud as the Metrodome, or you go to Seattle. And I think for me as an O-lineman, it is always such a distinct disadvantage when you go on the road and you can't hear the snap count. You can't audible plays when you're up in the Metrodome, or when the Pontiac Silverdome was really humming against Seattle, Kansas, some of these places. And now Green Bay does all this where they build they add the stadium on, and now you're up there. It is loud. Fans get crazy. So on offense, and Peyton Manning was at the old RCA Dome. He had the Indianapolis crowd down where you could hear a pin drop, where he's audibling it to get to Edger and James, and he could call plays. And it always drove Aaron nuts. And I can remember we'd be getting down to score, and it would be really loud down on the goal lines. And I can remember a couple times flapping my birds, saying, keep it down. I think fans want to help their team win.
You said
doing the wave.
Birds.
Yeah, well, flapping my birds. Peyton does this for anyone on the video. You try to say, hey, you can get as excited as you want. Let's do it after we score a touchdown. Let's not do it so we get a false start or something. Because Seattle keeps track of their false starts caused, and we don't want to be a team where we're putting up, hey, great job, you're causing false starts for your own home team. That was always the frustrating part, I think, for a lot of us. And I think Bill Jartz, who does all the announcing, Matt LaFleur has made it abundantly clear he doesn't want this either. He said that from the get-go, and I think it's preseason. You're going to make mistakes. People love doing the wave, because Bill said there's some people that are saying, well, what are you even doing a wave for? It's dumb. People love doing the wave. It's entertaining. It gets them involved in the crowd.
Sure.
I think the deal is we need to make it, we're going to do the wave coming into the second quarter, whenever it is, when the defense is on the field. This is your allotted time to do the wave. So everybody can still do the wave, and the Packers offense doesn't have to deal with it. Bill Jartz doesn't have to yell at you and your kid to tell you to shut her down so that the offense can function. I think that's what we need to do here.
So are we putting Jartz in a bad spot? Is he just unfortunately like the middle manager here,
so.
Where he has to be
yes.
He's size? And
I agree.
Okay, I got to say it so Matt hears me.
Silence is golden.
No, it's definitely putting Jartzy, and Bill's done it for a long time. Now, I don't know how many years he's done it, but he's that high energy. Mm-hmm. You think Bill Jartz wants to tell people to shut up and to keep it down? Bill Jartz is sitting there ready to get people cranked up. So I think we all have to kind of come to grips with this. And, I don't know of any Packer fan that comes into Lambeau Field and says, I want to do something to hurt our team. I'll boo if we stink, but I want to have a great time, and I want to be a part of helping our team win.
1,000% agree with you, Tausch, but I was surprised at how many people there were put off by it. That were put off by being told not to do the waves. Hey, we're paying $15 for a beer. Like, maybe give us a little bit of a discount and we'll stop cheering.
Yeah, but
it just seemed like
nobody is saying don't do the wave. They're saying do the wave when the defense is on the field. Don't do the wave when Jordan Love or Sean Clifford are up there audibling and trying to do it. That's all we're doing, and I think every fan that I know wants to come in and say, you know what, can you believe we got them to jump on that 3rd and 10, turn it into a 3rd and 15. Next thing you know, Darnell Savage picks a pass off and takes it back because the ball has to come out a little quicker. All of that's going on. So it did put Jartzy in a bad spot, but luckily, he's got thick skin.
My favorite part from Jartz on that game was when he said, release the hounds. He yelled at it. He's like, okay, now the defense is on the field. Now you can go. Release the hounds. And we were all like, yeah, all right. All nice and quiet again.
But so you guys, you took that calm down, silence is golden, and you let that affect you the rest of the way. Is that what you're telling me?
You know what? I'm with you. I do appreciate getting loud and stuff, but I understand what's happening on the field. However, I will say this, that it did impact the crowd. The crowd is, weird like that. Obviously, it's preseason and whatnot, but they'll be back at it. They'll be in regular season form here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, like a month before we see them up here.
Right, and then we'll forget everything we learned. We'll be doing the wave.
Yes, we will.
All right, I'll talk again tomorrow.
See you guys.
Business headlines sponsored by Old National Bank. Get old. Here is Sari Lusk from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Microsoft secures a lead contractor for its $1 billion data center planned in Mount Pleasant. Chicago-based mega builder Walsh Construction got the job and is seeking subcontractors to prepare for the start of vertical construction. Former U.S. Bank executive Jane Laddio will succeed John Thayer as the president of private wealth for Associated Bank. She most recently was the president of Midland Wealth Management. And Cafe Zupas plans to open a Pleasant Prairie restaurant in the former Corner Bakery location. The business sells soups, salads, and sandwiches, and it keeps lunch and dinner hours. I'm Sari Lesk with Milwaukee BusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Looking to do something new with your savings? Get old with a money market account from Old National Bank and earn a 5.15% annual percentage yield. Whatever you're saving for, Old National is here to put your money to work today. Earn 5.15% APY with our 9-month introductory money market offer valid through September 30th, 2023. To earn the promotional rate, account must be funded with a minimum of $10,000 out on deposit at Old National as of July 31st, 2023 within 15 days of account opening. Learn more at oldnational.com or visit a local banking center today. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. A couple years ago, my knee was acting up. As an athlete, I've played through pain before, but it was getting to the point where I couldn't compete in the sports I loved. I decided to check out Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's the best decision I've made. I felt no pressure to have surgery. That was important to me. We had choices. I ultimately did choose to have a procedure. I was in and out in just hours and back in action shortly after. I recommend meeting their doctors. Visit orthowisconsin.com today.
Oak Creek Lions Fest is back Friday through Labor Day, and you won't want to miss this year's lineup with 3 live music venues. Family fun, games, carnival rides, the Oak Creek Lions Big Money $8,000 cash raffle, helicopter rides, our craft beer tent, and the hottest and live local band favorites every day. Featuring great food with Friday's fish fry, Saturday's famous steak sandwiches and ribs, along with Sunday's ever-popular pork and beef sandwiches. And auto enthusiasts, don't miss Sunday's car show from 10 to 2. All 3 stages will be rocking with the hottest and local live music from DJ Red, Bella Kane, Harper's Bazaar, The Now, the Kingfish Band, Mount Olive, the Bluegrass All-Stars, and the Sensations, along with many other great bands. Don't miss the 2023 Oak Creek Lions Fest, 2 miles east of I-94, 3 blocks north of Ryan Road, and 9327 South Shepherd Avenue. Free admission, free parking. Friday through Labor Day, it's Oak Creek Lions Fest. Find out more at oakcreeklions.com, oakcreeklions.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Ah, nothing like a late summer dust-up with an old foe.
On the ground, left side, tough play! Safe! Ball game over!
The I-94 rivalry heats up as the Brewers travel south for a clash with the Cubs.
The Cubs get their hearts broken again.
The Brewers-Cubs series is sponsored by Steinhaffel's Labor Day Sale. Coverage gets underway beginning at 6 p.m. tonight. We are your home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8:04, Eric Bilstead. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, August 28th. Your top story, a family safe following a house fire in New Berlin.
Mike Spalding. NASCAR roars back into Milwaukee.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. A tough ride this morning. We've got an accident on 4394 northbound at about Holt Avenue. Everything's been moved off to the left, but the delays are there, stretching all the way back through the Mitchell interchange, all the way down to the airport spur on the northbound side, all the way back past Loomis on 894 eastbound. So heads up with that. We've got a real slow ride on 43 southbound, basically from Good Hope Road all the way down to Locust. That is going to take you about 21 minutes. We've also got eastbound 94 slowing way down out of the Zoo interchange all the way through to about 25th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Sunny and beautiful today, a high of 80. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63 with a chance for showers. Right now in Milwaukee at 8:05, it is 66 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a house fire in New Berlin. Firefighters remaining on the scene of this large fire Right now, WTMJ's Adam Roberts is live in the Breaking News Center with the latest.
That's right, Eric. The home located near I-43 and Racine Avenue. 9 agencies responding to the house, more than a dozen firefighters on scene. New Berlin Assistant Fire Chief Steve Kahn saying that a family of 4 and 2 dogs were inside the home at the time of the fire. They were able to escape the home and did not suffer any injuries. Kahn, though, deeming the building potentially a total loss. One firefighter on scene was being treated for apparent smoke inhalation, taken to the hospital. Was later confirmed by Kahn that he did not suffer smoke inhalation. The cause of the fire still will be under investigation later this morning. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts.
An 11-year-old boy left in critical condition on Milwaukee's north side after being victimized in a hit and run. TMJ4's Megan Lee.
So shocked, like I want to just buzz down in tears.
11-year-old Kamani Washington tells me he was out riding his bike with his friend on West Fond du Lac Avenue when cars started racing down the road.
He went flying up in the air, and then I went over there and I started crying by him.
The Milwaukee Police Department confirmed the driver drove away after hitting the young boy. Kamani says neighbors and witnesses rushed to his friend to try to help. Good Samaritans like Donald Scroggins was one of those people.
There was a lot of cars, and then I seen the kid laying down on the grass.
The Milwaukee Fire Department did confirm the child was taken to Freighter Hospital and is in critical condition.
Police say they are still seeking a suspect in the crash.
Rumbles return to the mile for the first time in 14 years. NASCAR back at the Milwaukee Mile over the weekend.
It was an action-packed afternoon at the Milwaukee Mile at the State Fairgrounds, the Clean Harbors 175. I caught up with TMJ4's Lance Allen on what drivers tackled during the race.
What surprised me is that there were multiple groups. A lot of passing. Guys could run high, guys could run low. I thought the passing and the racing was really, really good for the first time NASCAR's back in 14 years.
Alabama native Grant Enfinger taking home the checkered flag. Reporting from State Fair Park, Patrick Kane, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a possible messy situation, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 8:07.
Where are we putting that money, and why are we putting it there? At Financial Strategies, you'll get answers to those questions to understand our approach. And the answers are going to be based on what we've learned about you. We're very engaged with our clients so that what we do for them fits their particular needs. But there are other things that we do that are equally important to the investment management portion of our services. I can't express how important it is to control the things you can control. At the end of the day, most investment managers will end up yielding similar overall returns. But knowing how to manage them wisely to avoid your nest egg being eaten away by the tax man, all legally of course, well, that's what I truly believe sets us apart. This is Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., and we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Former morning radio guy Gene Miller here. My early AM wake-up routine is long gone, but a personal summertime tradition continues, the Wimmer Communities Concert Series at Berner Botanical Gardens. Join me for the last show of the season, Thursday, August 31st, 6:30, featuring the guitar wizardry of Milwaukee's best-kept musical genius, the Cock-Marshall Trio, wrapping up with nationally acclaimed Paul Thorne and his mix of R&B, blues, and gospel, not to mention his totally quirky take on things. Parking and admission free, Thursday, August 31st, 6:30 at Berner. See you there.
Blain's Farm and Fleet's Labor Day sale is going on now, featuring unbeatable deals on fall essentials for your home, work, and vehicles. Like innovative, quality-driven Goodyear tires. Right now, buy 3 Goodyear tires, get 1 free, with up to $100 in consumer rebates when you buy 4. Plus, when your car's in the shop, get 10% off in-store purchases with $100 or more spent on tire and auto service. See store for details. Tires and batteries, trust and care. A Blain's Farm and Fleet promise since 1955.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Times 8:09.
2 key hearings are set for today involving 2 of the cases against former President Donald Trump.
This is Mark Meadows, the Chief of Staff.
It was Meadows who set up the Brad Raffensperger call.
So, Mr. President, I'll turn it over to you.
Today, Meadows' lawyers will try to convince a federal judge that a case against a former president's top aide should be heard in federal court. If Meadows prevails, some of the jurors who hear the case against him could come from more rural parts of northern Georgia. Here in D.C., Judge Tanya Chutkin will decide when the federal January 6th case should start. Trump's lawyers have asked that it not begin until 2026. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
He's been nothing short of a revelation since arriving in the U.S. to play soccer in Miami, but for the first time since he got here, there is some bad news surrounding Leo Messi.
So far, it's been pure magic. Lionel Messi's time in the U.S. with Inter Miami has been filled with goals, wins, and celebrations. For the first time, he didn't start Saturday, but came on late to score in a win over New York. And now the head coach says his team will have to learn to win without Messi. He will miss at least 3 games this season due to national team duties in Argentina. For fans who spent big on tickets hoping to see him, there could be disappointment. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Wow.
Could be disappointment, he says. Yeah, you think?
The number of people who raced to get tickets once he was on the schedule, I mean, it exploded. Every venue selling out, prices through the roof, and now he may or may not be at the games. Whew.
This is the gamble you run, though, when you talk about international sports. You never know when they're going to need. Yeah, that would be nice to know. It would have been nice to know before I rushed out at 2 a.m. and spent $2,000 on tickets.
8:11.
Parents and grandparents, have your kids' birthday party at the amazing Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford or Oshkosh. The party rooms are free, and they'll love the massive game room and pizza with no cooking or cleanup. Book your birthday party at MineshaftRestaurant.com.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
I'm coming!
Hi, Mark Tauscher.
Boy, you just never know when or where you're going to pop up. This time, it's my house.
Can I come in?
You're already standing in my living room.
Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
Oh, yeah. It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Heads up, here comes that wasp again. Incoming!
Shoo! You need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens. They fit inside the actual window and protect you from nature.
Okay, now that's just brilliant. Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
You got anything to drink around here?
Yeah, just go right ahead and make yourself at home, I guess.
Ooh, root beer.
Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, bundle and save. Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
What is the difference between a trust and a will? Hi, I'm Kim Steinbrenner with Steinbrenner Financial Group and your Dave Ramsey SmartVestor Pro. Tune in to the Dave Ramsey program weeknights at 9 o'clock or visit steinbrennergroup.com to learn more.
Traffic and weather at 8:13. Boy, Debbie, it's been a rough one all morning.
It has. We had an earlier accident northbound 4394 right about at Holt Avenue. Looks like they were able to move that one and get it taken care of. However, the delays are pretty nasty and they stretch all the way back through the Mitchell interchange in all directions. Adding to your complications, we've got northbound to westbound in the Mitchell interchange. A couple of disabled vehicles there, so that's going to be giving you more headaches through that area. Southbound on 43, backing up from Good Hope Road all the way down to about Locust. Northbound side slow from North Avenue past Keefe. Eastbound 94, lots of company out of the Zoo interchange, stretching all the way to about 27th. And then on northbound 41, backing up out of the Zoo interchange up past Watertown Plank Road. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny and beautiful today, a high of 80. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. There is a chance for some showers late tonight. For Tuesday, partly cloudy, a high of 76. Slight chance for rain tomorrow. Wednesday, sunny, 72. Thursday, sunny, 77. Friday, sunny. It warms up to a high of 88 on Friday. Starting to warm up this morning now. Right now, 66 degrees at 8:14. Got some show news to pass along. Some good show news. Vince is back tomorrow. So Vince spent the weekend and the last part of last week bringing his daughter to college. He is now back in Wisconsin. I know that for sure because he was celebrating getting back into Wisconsin late last night. So he's back today. He'll be back on the air tomorrow here on Wisconsin's Morning News. So that's good news. Also, even better news, Greg Pancake Hill is now a daddy. The Silver Dollar Pancake has been born. A little baby boy, super healthy, super great. He called his wife, quote, a badass for what she was able to do yesterday, giving birth to the little baby Pancake yesterday afternoon.
Is that the middle name? Silver Dollar?
It should be.
Greg Silver Dollar Pancake Hill Jr.?
I like that.
There you go.
Yes, it is
All right.
until he tells us otherwise. I know a lot of people have been asking about names, specs, all that stuff, the size and whatnot. I'll let Greg unveil all that when he's ready to. Well, sure, we'll try to get him on the program here. We just figured since the baby's not even 24 hours old yet, we can let them have the
Enjoy
day.
the time a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people were asking, super excited for him, super excited for Steph, and looks like everyone is doing great, so could not be happier for that growing family. So congratulations again to Steph and Greg, and well done. Well done. All right, so how would you feel if the next time you went to fly from Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport, if you happen to be checking a bag, they ask you to put your bag on the scale, and then they ask you to get on the scale? Would you also be willing to get on the scale?
Sure. This is nothing against the fine folks that work at Mitchell Airport, but at what part of the flying process are you given options to do anything or treated, like a human being? Like, you just do what you're told there. It's like a hospital.
Yeah, I
you
suppose.
go, they say, take your shoes off, take the shoes off. Take your belt off, you take your belt off. You just do all the things. But I could see why this one rankles people more than others, especially in the public way that this could be done.
Starting today, passengers flying on Korean Air will be asked to step on a scale before boarding their flight. So this is a 3-week pilot exercise. I guess it's required by law, according to NBC. It applies to all Korean flag carriers. It requires airlines to weigh passengers and their carry-on luggage at least every 5 years. It's crucial, they say, for safety of flight operations. So basically,
crucial.
Yeah. The notice detailing the exercise set to begin at the airports there. The reason they do it, it sounds like they're doing it just for specs. We use average weights of passengers, but people are getting a lot heavier. 300 people that weigh more than average can put an airplane significantly overweight. And all of our performance calculations, runway lengths, climb, obstacle clearance, landing distances, altitude capabilities, all are dependent on weight, among other things, says one instructor.
What do they say what average weight is? Like, what's average? I guess that'd be my lead question.
I don't have that in front of me, but it says Americans are getting heavier, so are Chinese, so are Koreans, but we're also flying younger. So it's actually offset the average human's weight increase, apparently. This isn't the first time this has been discussed, and it's come up on this show before, too. What makes this unique now is that it's they are starting this process now. So for the next 3 weeks, you flying in and out of Korea, you're going to have to stand on this. Now, what I don't think they're doing, at least I hope they aren't, is like having some giant screen where it says everyone's weight right there.
So in the studio, we have the big red, the atomic clock up here.
Right.
That's what I'm imagining happens. You step
Bing,
on a
bing,
giant
bing.
scale, and it shows up for everyone in line to look at you and cheer or jeer.
Yeah.
You know?
See, what about if it was going to make your price cheaper? What if it's like, okay, if you're over this number, just like a bag. What's a bag? $50? Or no, 50 pounds.
Yeah, 50
You have to pay
pounds.
more if it's more than 50 pounds if you're checking a bag. So in this case, if you are over a certain amount, would that actually cost more? Would that be how they do this? And I understand this is a very sensitive issue. There are airlines that are already weighing passengers. Air New Zealand weighs passengers. They did so in June for reasons, it said, related to safety and fuel efficiency. Finnair did the same thing a couple of years ago. Hawaiian Air has conducted multiple passenger weight exercises on flights, and that's between Honolulu and American Samoa. Flyers in the U.S. likely will not be weighed, said one instructor, even though an FAA advisory circular published in 2019 stated that airlines can weigh passengers if they so choose.
Sure. We likely won't be weighed. Look, if it's giving me a cheaper flight, I'm in.
That's different.
Absolutely.
But if it's just because
Sign
they
me
need to figure it out.
I'll get up there like a UFC fighter, just,
Bing, bing, bing.
Boxers only.
You haven't eaten. You're like trying to sweat your weight down.
Jasmine's like, he hasn't drank water in 4 days.
It's like, yeah, it's all these weight, these wrestlers trying to make weight. That's what you're doing. You're like a jockey.
Yeah, just Jolly Ranchers only. That's it.
You're running all the time. What's with Spalding? Well, he's getting on a flight in a couple of days. So EASA weighed nearly 23,000 passengers 10 years ago, found that the average passenger weight had increased. So would you do it? Would you jump on a scale? If so, asked. 855-616-1620 on the Old National Bank talk and text line. 855-616-1620. Would you get on the scale if they asked you at Milwaukee Mitchell, hey, can you get on this quick? And then they write down that number?
I would. Yeah, I would. What about you? Would you?
Luckily, I am in a position where I'm comfortable with people seeing my weight.
Yeah. I completely understand why this would be controversial or, okay, they're only doing this every 5 months. What if, like a Mrs. Hill, you're pregnant and you just happen to go there? Now you have to get weighed again?
Interesting.
Yeah.
855-616-1620 in the Old National Bank talk and text line. Would you get on the scale? It's 8:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Everything you need to know on your way home.
Former Governor Tommy Thompson.
You run as a Republican, you run as a Democrat. But once you win, join the W Party. Join the winning party.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News with John McCure.
I'm joined by Wisconsin U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly.
And Greg Matzik.
Take the smoke away a little bit, kind of makes it not as smoky as the original, but the smoke flavor profile is definitely still there.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on WTMJ. And now, time for the Matzik Morning Minute. Take it away, Greg Matzik.
A 7-run sixth inning lifts the Brewers to a 10-6 win and 3-game sweep of the Padres. Greg Council's crew has won 8 in a row.
There wasn't a home run involved in it. I think we knew we were going to be able to draw some walks. We're waiting for that big hit, and Rowdy delivered the big one, and then Sal delivered a big one. That was a nice job, just being patient.
Starter Adrian Hauser lasted just 2 innings due to forearm tightness. Sal Frelick drives in 3. Brewers have scored 5 runs or more in every game of the streak. They'll take the show on the road tonight for Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Cubs. Coverage begins following the 6 o'clock news. Brewers lead the Cubs by 4 games for first place in the NL Central. The preseason is over for the Packers. The roster must be trimmed to 53 by 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Jordan Love finishes the preseason with 3 touchdown passes and no interceptions. And the 19th-ranked Badgers football team begins the season Saturday at home against Buffalo. Victor Hovland wins golf's Tour Championship.
The Matzik Morning Minute, sponsored by Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. It's worth the trip.
Hey, Greg Matzik for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. It's where to gear up, get more for your trade, and score enticing offers on a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC, or a GM-certified pre-owned model during the summer road trip sale. Experience Team Holiday's genuine guest care and simplified buying approach. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State. Fans like me. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Know any good jokes?
Sure. Knock, knock.
Who's there? Hello?
That's it.
That's the joke?
Get it? We don't have employees at Hasselus Mattress, so nobody's here to answer the door. The doors lock and unlock on a timer.
No employees?
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
Are you joking?
Shop Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, Serta Perfect Sleeper, and more for way less.
How way less?
Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Next day delivery, too.
You better not be pulling my leg.
And through Monday, you'll also get a $200 MasterCard Rewards gift card.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sorry, not home. I'm at Hasselus Mattress.
Get an additional $200 in rewards cash on your new Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper. Now through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hasselus.com.
When traveling at 20 miles per hour, the average stopping distance is about 40 feet.
That stopping power is calculated in both thinking and braking distance.
And assuming you've got the thinking and braking part down, the only thing left is good tires.
Just Google Richlands to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 convenient locations.
And rest assured, we'll put you in the right tire no matter what sort of vehicle you drive.
Plus, every tire purchase that we install automatically comes with our free flat tire protection plan.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to install your tires.
So Google Richlands
or go to richlands.com.
And remember to be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for tire service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
All right, Debbie, how are those roads?
Well, things are a little bit better now that everything's been cleared up as far as the accident is concerned on northbound 4394. Delays are still sticking around a bit, heading through back to almost the airport spur, just something to keep in mind. But we've also got eastbound 94 slowing down right about at Mitchell Boulevard. We got the right shoulder blocked with a broken down vehicle there, but the delays are just basically heavy volume coming out of the zoo interchange through the stadium. Along northbound 41, seeing backups from Blue Mound Road up past Watertown Plank Road, and southbound 43 slow from Silver Spring down past Locust. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Starting to warm up a bit. We're now at 66 degrees. The high today, 80. Should be a sunny and just gorgeous day. 8:26. So Korean Airlines, airlines in South Korea are going to start weighing people today. They're going to do this for 3 weeks, and they're doing this because it helps them figure out trajectories and what the new averages are and everything they need to do to figure out how to best fly a plane, knowing the weight of the passengers on board. So it got us talking like, okay, well, will this ever come to the U.S.? And if so, would you be willing to get on a scale? From the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Yes, as long as the scale is in a secluded location that no one else can see. All right. So you don't want it like bells and whistles. Boot, boot. You don't need badges or anything like that. Here's one from the 760. Absolutely, I would get on the scale. They do that all the time up in Alaska prior to a float plane departure. So that's true. There are I don't want to say exceptions, but there are examples of when planes are asking for weight so they can figure out what they need to do there.
Can I make a business pitch to you real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Blue Ribbon Airlines. Everyone wants Midwest Express back. Let's do Blue Ribbon Airlines. And you get weighed in front of everybody, and it dings, and it has the big clock, and it shows everybody. You know what you're getting into. The flights are super cheap, though.
They have to
Blue
be super
ribbon.
cheap. Yeah, I don't know.
You get a ribbon. Bing, bing. I don't know. All right. Well,
I don't know.
It was worth a shot.
Marie texts in, and hi, Eric. I think weighing people and sharing that quietly with passengers is great and about time, especially if it were to lower prices on tickets. So that's the big thing. Like if you know that you can get a lower price, I think anyone will do anything, right? So that's obviously one way that you're going to find passengers okay with it is if they know they can save a buck or two. And then, like we were talking about, then you get those wrestling weights going in. I got to make weight tomorrow. I drink nothing but water. From the 608, don't you need a driver's license to fly? Can't they have your weight and information preloaded from your driver's license to estimate cargo weight? I suppose, but don't forget, former President Donald Trump said he weighed 215 when he went in to get arrested last week. So I don't think that's quite. You'd have to assume that some of these numbers aren't accurate.
Yeah. No, that's true. If you're talking safety, you really need to make sure. It's not like you're just getting pulled over for a speeding ticket and they look and say Eric Bilstead 6'1", 190 or whatever it is. Like you need accuracy.
None of those things are true, by the way, but thank you. 6'1" in my dreams. So as of now, there's no signs of this happening in the States regularly. However, we did get a couple of texts saying that they have been weighed, though, flying from Midway before. Like this has been a thing way back when. In 1959, I flew from Chicago Midway to San Juan on an Eastern Airline DC-7. We were all weighed when boarding. So how did they do that? Like, are you just on one of those big scales with the big swingy circle right there in front of you where it goes wang and then hits that number?
Well, I'd imagine that it would have to be done prior to really the ticketing process, right? Or at least getting your ticket scanned, because what if there are a bunch of people that are too heavy? Do they say, like a boat, half of you can sit on this side, half of you sit here? Do you evenly distribute it? I think it all have to be done ahead of time.
By the way, speaking of that, boats have this same issue.
Yeah.
There are weight limits, quote unquote, on pontoon boats and all kinds of boats. Mm-hmm. And it can be an issue when you're trying to get off a slip. You got everyone jumping on there and they're all former football players or something. Then you're going to have an issue there. Final one here. Don't kid yourself. This has nothing to do with safety, or they would already have been doing this regularly. Those people who are duped into thinking they're going to save money won't, and it's only a way to increase revenues for the airlines. So,
and just to be clear, it was Eric and I making up the saving money part, right? That was just us. Yes.
Would you consider that? Would you jump on the flight, or jump on the scale, I should say, for the flight if you knew you might save $1 or $10? Right now, 8:30. Adam Roberts has your headlines in a minute.
Oak Creek Lions Fest is back Friday through Labor Day, and you won't want to miss this year's lineup with 3 live music venues. Family fun, games, carnival rides, the Oak Creek Lions Big Money $8,000 cash raffle, helicopter rides, our craft beer tent, and the hottest and live local band favorites every day. Featuring great food with Friday's fish fry, Saturday's famous steak sandwiches and ribs, along with Sunday's ever-popular pork and beef sandwiches. And auto enthusiasts, don't miss Sunday's car show from 10 to 2. All 3 stages will be rocking with the hottest and local live music from DJ Red, Bella Kane, Harper's Bazaar, The Now, the Kingfish Band, Mount Olive, the Bluegrass All-Stars, and the Sensations, along with many other great bands. Don't miss the 2023 Oak Creek Lions Fest, 2 miles east of I-94, 3 blocks north of Ryan Road, and 9327 South Shepherd Avenue. Free admission, free parking. Friday through Labor Day, it's Oak Creek Lions Fest. Find out more at oakcreeklions.com, oakcreeklions.com.
Emergency service 24/7. Quality Heating has 25 trucks ready to work around the clock to get out there quickly to solve your heating or AC problem. So when that system goes on the fritz and you want to avoid that sweaty summer heat or bypass the fear of frozen feet, the man in the red van can't be beat when it comes to prompt, reliable service. Call Quality Heating for any emergency HVAC need.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
There's a reason why we install Armstrong Air Pro Series systems. When your reputation is on the line, you pick the brand you can trust. It's like our employees. You pick the best to preserve your good name. A guy like me that's been working on furnaces and AC systems for over half my life. I got an eye for the good stuff. And Armstrong Air Pro Series systems fit the bill. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. When you need a good crew installing a system you can rely on, see the man in the red van.
Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
Shop Steinhoppel's Beautyrest Black Mattresses. Queens start at just $44 per month when you use Steinhoppel's special 72-month financing. Plus, you get $200 in Steinhoppel's cash and a $100 MasterCard Rewards card. Steinhoppel's, it's your sleep solution destination.
8:32, I'm Adam Roberts. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, August 28th. Your top story, a family of 4 safe following a New Berlin house fire.
I'm Debbie Loziga, southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down to about Burleigh. The northbound side's backing up around the North Avenue curve up past Keith. Eastbound 94, riding the brakes from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Still slow on the northbound side of 4394 out of the Mitchell interchange, slowing all the way up past Holt Avenue. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Looks like a gorgeous Monday on tap in your Storm Team forecast. Partly to mostly sunny all day, a high of 77, lows in the mid-60s overnight. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, firefighters still on scene at a large house fire in New Berlin, a home located near I-43 and Racine Avenue. Dozen firefighters on site. New Berlin Assistant Fire Chief Steve Kahn says a family of 4 and 2 dogs were inside the home at the time of the fire. They were able to escape. No injuries being reported. Kahn, however, saying the building may be deemed a total loss. An investigation into the cause of the fire will begin later this morning. Meanwhile, Milwaukee police still searching for the suspect involved in a shooting aboard a Milwaukee County Transit System bus. That shooting happening near Sherman and Capitol Thursday morning, sending a man to the hospital. Transit union leaders have called for increased security measures aboard MCTS buses. Milwaukee County Supervisor Peter Berglis saying he hopes to have a resolution putting in place transit rangers in front of the county board by the end of September. Meanwhile, service changes for the fall season have begun for MCTS.
The changes include additional time added for Connect One buses on the Rapid Transit line to improve schedule accuracy. Also, schedule adjustments made to routes 14, 24, 30, 33, 51, 80, and the Red Line. Continued road construction means detour routes will continue for Connect 1 and routes 12 and 57. And finally, routes 51, 57, 80, and the Red Line will run more frequently for the fall. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
And from the streets to the Oval. For the first time since 2009, NASCAR returning to the Milwaukee Mile Sunday afternoon.
The return of the NASCAR Truck Series to the Milwaukee Mile in the Clean Harbors 175 being considered a success by event planners. Fans treated to an exciting race and cool temperatures. I caught up with TMJ4's Lance Allen, and he was satisfied with the turnout.
I think it was a good first start. I think the stands were pleasantly full. There were a lot of people here. You have to build from somewhere, and I thought it was actually pretty good.
An official announcement has not been made yet as to NASCAR returning to the Milwaukee Mile in 2024. Reporting from State Fair Park, Patrick Kane, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The market's kind of taking a tip from NASCAR's book and shooting out of the gates this morning, all in the green. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 247 points. 34,594. The S&P 500 up 32 to 4,438, and the Nasdaq Composite up 143 points to 13,733. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com. Click the Get Started button today. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 8:35.
Coming up, a realistic search for Nessie.
Don't miss out on the Labor Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. Our entire showroom of heirloom quality furniture is on sale. Enjoy an unprecedented 37% off Norwalk furniture, as well as 40% off Bradenton Young and Hooker furniture. Create a sofa or chair as unique as you are with our thousands of customizable upholstery options. If you want spectacular discounts on their heirloom quality furniture, shop the Labor Day sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee. There's no doubt that a better night's sleep makes for better days, and a good quality mattress helps make it happen. When you buy your new Milwaukee mattress from Ken Michaels Furniture, you are assured of a mattress made individually for you out of the finest materials right from our own Milwaukee factory. We make every style, size, and firmness of mattress imaginable, and with our factory direct prices, you will save hundreds of dollars. Milwaukee mattresses from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee, where better days come from a great night's sleep.
Oh, how great it would feel to have your 20-year-old knees, shoulders, hips, and back.
You know, you don't think about your pains when you're in your 20s or 30s, but you wish you could get that body back when you're in your 60s. I think QC did that for me.
For Patrick, here in Milwaukee, it started with a simple phone call to QC Kinetics.
One day I was driving and I just heard the radio and I pulled over and took the number and I called them when I got home.
Maybe that's you, and you're listening right now. Why wait? QC Kinetics Regenerative Treatments uses your body's own natural biologics to heal and restore damaged tissue without invasive surgery or harmful drugs. And as for the results,
my knees are as good as they were when I was in my 20s. I'm really happy with what happened.
For Patrick, it's like QC Kinetics turned back the clock. Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Wisconsin's Morning News at 8:38. Vince Vitrano returns tomorrow. Eric Bilstead along with Mike Spalding. My thanks to Brandon Snide, who's producing the program today. Hundreds showed up, Mike. Hundreds. Looking for the Loch Ness Monster. In the Scottish Lake waters this weekend, the largest hunt for Nessie in 50 years. Volunteers using thermal imaging drones, infrared cameras, a hydrophone to find anything that remotely could be Nessie.
And?
That's about right. Yeah, nothing.
Are you going to find Nessie this time?
It's always a possibility. Absolutely. But we're not going to solve this in 2 days. People have been trying to solve this for decades. So we have to be realistic about it.
Yeah, you got to be realistic. You're not going to solve this puzzle in 2 days.
Of course not. We need more time and money.
Yes, and more people to show up. Hundreds showed up for this. Volunteers peeled their eyes for breaks in the water and any inexplicable movements. They scanned the water from 17 different locations along the shore. And like I said, they used drones and whatnot. 21st century technology that they hadn't tried before, searching for anything.
I think there's something there, whether it's a giant eel or whatever. I think there's something down there, and that's worth exploring, definitely.
Yeah, sure. You can explore it, but, there's nothing there. What's interesting is that's Alan McKenna. He was the one leading the 2-day search. He's also with the Loch Ness Center, which is there, which also just had $1 million renovation. So it's possible maybe they brought all these people there so they could just make some money at the Loch Ness Center and have them walk through their new center and look at things that have been renovated since the last time. It's possible that this was about money and not about finding some fictitious animal.
No.
But I did not realize, I have to admit, I did not realize that the lake was so big. Loch Ness is, 20 miles long or more, 750 feet deep. So to be able to search that whole thing, I mean, that you're not going to be able to do it really. But yeah,
I feel like there's a way.
The legend continues. And unfortunately, I mean, you got to be realistic. You're not going to find it in 2 days. I mean, it's a 50-plus year search.
Yeah, I mean, despite the technology, there's just no way.
All right, something happened at Lambeau Field. Something happened on Saturday that's happened before. There was some scolding taking place. We will explain what we can do about it. That's next.
Hey, WTMJ's John Rourke here. When it comes to memory care and assisted living, you want a team that knows compassion and empathy. That's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I know, my grandma's in assisted living. I have an aunt, one of my favorite aunts, right now in memory care. At Azura, they specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. 14 locations in Wisconsin, AzuraLiving.com, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. The teams I trust are at Azura. AzuraLiving.com.
If you're looking at getting a new car, I've got an idea for you. Hey, it's Debbie Lazaga, and I went through some things when I was trying to decide on a new car. I had a few requirements, not the least of which was my car had to fit in my teeny tiny garage. I had questions, many questions, and when I spoke to the folks at Hall Mazda, they were not daunted. I can be a little bit of a handful when I'm curious about something. They calmly listened to all my concerns and worked with me to find the perfect fit. Cut to a few months later, and when I picked up my a few months ago, when I picked up my brand new Mazda CX-30, I just love it. And they're with me every step of the way. And now the baby is set to have its very first oil change, and I wouldn't have anyone other than the gang at Hall Service Department to lay their hands on it. They've exceeded all my expectations. So if you have any inkling that you might want to start shopping for a new car, go to Hall Mazda. They're the go-to local dealership for everything Mazda related in Brookfield. Hall Mazda. It's Hall good.
Russ bought his first home in Wisconsin with a mortgage from Accunet when today's college freshmen were still in diapers. A few Friday mornings ago, Russ emailed saying he and his wife were ready to buy their forever home. And by 4 o'clock, we were all on a conference call with their real estate agent talking about what it would take to write a winning offer in today's inventory-starved market. And then it happened. They met their dream home face-to-face Saturday afternoon and wrote an offer $15,000 over asking, accompanied by an Accunet property-specific pre-approval letter that guaranteed they could make good on that offer without selling their existing home first and without requiring an appraisal. That's right, no appraisal required, which both the listing agent and seller loved. I can't promise your very first offer will be accepted like Russ and Julie's, but I will promise Accunet can help you and your agent craft the most attractive offer possible. Hey, don't settle for a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval. Get started with your rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at accunet.com.
For your new roof, we'll give you the hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty in the industry. You can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Debbie Lazaga looking at those roads. It's been a rough one on a Monday. Deb, you there? No, she's busy.
Yes, there we go. Talking on the button wasn't pushed. It was my own fault. I need more coffee. Luckily, things are starting to get a little bit better across the area. Northbound on 41, right at Blue Mound Road. We've got an accident. It is off on the right shoulder, so just be careful with that. Eastbound 94, slowing down a bit from just east of 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Southbound on 43, I'm seeing delays basically from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down to Locust, with the northbound side backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keefe. Pretty much typical stuff, but still something got to deal with. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Sunny and beautiful today. High of 80 degrees. Started off pretty chilly, but it is warming up. We'll get to a high of 80. Just a gorgeous summer day today. Right now, 66 at 8:44. Wisconsin's Morning News. Vince Vitrano returns tomorrow. Also got great news from Greg Pancake Hill. He is now the new daddy of a baby boy. His wife, Steph, gave birth yesterday. Congratulations to the Hill family. We'll get the specs and the names and all that from Greg later this week when he's ready to come on the program and do that. I don't want to steal his thunder on that one. All right, so what do we do about this, Packers fans? I was surprised that I felt the way I did because forever I've always been the guy who says, hey, no, you need to help the team win. As a fan, it's our job when we go to the game to help the team win no matter what. We need to scream our heads off. When the defense is on the field, we got to make sure that their team jumps off sides, does false starts. We need to make sure that we are distracting the other team and giving our team the best chance to win. That means being super quiet when the Packers offense is on the field, right? I have to admit, there was a moment on Saturday, I was at the game with my kid, when they started doing the wave. They started doing it early, like it was second quarter, and the wave is going, and it was actually a pretty good-looking wave, like nice form, good pace, and they started doing it while the Packers were on offense. Now, Love was already done for the day. The backup was in Clifford, but like they were doing this, and it got to a point where Bill Jartz, the PA guy, had to say, hey, Packers fans, stop it. Hey, silence is golden. They put up a little sign. Silence is golden. Come on, Packers fans, stop cheering. Stop cheering. Let them do their work. Men at work, be quiet. Now, typically, I would say, and I've told this to Vince because we've argued about this, I would say, no, don't make noise when the offense is on the field. Be quiet. However, when I was in the moment, and I wasn't even really participating in the wave, when I was in the moment, I have to admit, I did not really appreciate getting scolded at a game where I'm spending a lot of money to enjoy.
It's fine and dandy until you're the one being told don't do this. I get it. I understand. It's the like, don't tell me what to do, even though I know it's bad for me.
Right?
Or bad for the team, I guess I should say. I was more on that side of it until Tausch told us it kind of does affect us.
And annoys them. Like the players get frustrated by it.
And if Aaron Rodgers wanted you to shut up,
right?
You shut up.
So, I mean, was this just because it was a preseason game and those fans don't know better? I mean, could that have been part of it? It happened during the Patriots game, too. So maybe that's what it was. Old National Bank talking text line. What do we do? 855-616-1620. Old National Bank, get old. I know LaFleur was frustrated by it because he almost immediately said something to Rock about it after the game. Was like, yeah, well, here we go. Like, ask guys, can you tamp down on the wave, please, while the offense is out there? So I know how he feels about it. But is this all much ado about nothing? Should the fans, no matter whether or not the offense or defense is on the field, get the opportunity to go nuts whenever they feel like it?
Just because you can doesn't mean you should, I think, is the moral of the story a little bit.
Do
you want them to be at the best they can be and win, or do you just want to do the wave and cheer and scream?
Well, but you know what? It depends on the fan you're at, because that's a full experience. And oftentimes, and I'm not saying this is right, but oftentimes when you go to a game, you're not necessarily fully invested like you are when you are watching it on television. Not everybody, I know everyone's different, but sometimes there are more distractions, there's more bells and whistles, there's more food, there's more beer, blah, blah, blah. By the way, I'll say this, going into those little markets that they have, like the vending areas and those concourses at Lambeau, that's amazing. They are incredible how quick and easy those are. Sometimes there's a line, but even then, like you can walk through there, you grab your stuff. Sometimes you need a tray, you grab a tray, you go and you ring it up yourself. They'll check you, obviously, to make sure you're of age. There's always people there to help. But, boy, that is so easy. God, I'd take that anytime.
Are they doing the wave in there?
No. Well, they're waving goodbye to my money. John in Burlington on the 855-616-1620 Old National Bank talking text line. I wish the wave would go away. It's done its time. I get that. It's funny, though, this idea, like, because it did quiet down the crowd. When he said to everybody, hey, guys, be done. Let's stop. Then, like, the crowd wasn't the same. Like, we're all tampered down.
Well, hand slap. You're afraid.
Here's one from the 262. I am a longtime season ticket holder. Regular fans know when to make noise and not to make noise. First of all, this was a preseason and nobody should care, which I agree with. Like, who cares? Yeah. Preseason. However, you need to train the fan early.
Sean Clifford probably cares. He's trying to have a job.
Right? You're right. And this texter goes on to say, second of all, the wave is stupid and should be banned. So I agree, 262. I agree that you're right. Regular fans probably know better, but I've heard that this isn't just a preseason issue. Brandon, does this happen during the regular season too at the games? You seeing people making noise at the wrong time?
It doesn't stop, and I hate it. I just don't get it.
That surprises me too, Brandon. You seem like the kind of guy, the fan that goes and it's like, I'm going to make noise. I paid the money to be here. I want to make the noise.
You'd be surprised. I'm a quiet fan. I like to sit there, focus, angry or happy. It's usually in the middle, mostly angry.
Yeah, I get it. Mostly angry. Breaking the remote.
Or phone, which may or may not have happened a few times.
Well, I have to admit, I've done a 180 here. I totally get it, and I'm not even a wave guy. I didn't even really participate on Saturday, although I would have, had that been a regular season game. Say they're playing the Bears week 1 at Lambeau. They're not. They're playing in Chicago. But had they been playing week 1 at Lambeau and that happened in the second quarter, I've been like, what is going on here? Like, who's doing this now? That said, I mean, you're fired up to be there. You're excited. Some of you are a little warmed up, if you know what I mean.
Does it happen in any other stadiums, though? I've never been to another football stadium outside of Green Bay.
I don't. I've been to Chicago to see the Packers play a couple of times. I don't remember it happening there.
Everyone has their own thing. Like, I remember being at Soldier Field many years ago, and whenever they say there's been a timeout, and then the fans say where, and then the PA guy says on the field, like that was a thing. But I think the wave is like a uniquely Wisconsin-Milwaukee thing.
I don't think so.
I don't ever remember a wave happening anywhere else that I've been in the past 15 years.
When Harry Met Sally? There was a whole scene where the two buddies were talking. They were at a Giants game or something like that. And as they were doing the dialogue, they would be doing the wave as it went by. So it's not just a Wisconsin thing.
I will say, Debbie, when Harry Met Sally came out, it was 1989.
Yes, exactly. So it's been there for a while.
We were getting our hair blown out at that point. Like, I agree with it. With run its course.
But your point is well made, Debbie. That I think it happens everywhere. I don't actually. There's two different things being argued about here. It's whether or not the wave should be banned and whether or not it should be loud when the Packers offense is on the field. The Packers just want to win the game. They're doing everything in their power to win the game. And for the fans, they just need to appreciate the fact that, hey, tamp it down just a bit,
It's sports dependent, too. I think it has its places in certain types of sports, but like football, when things are happening fast and you're really watching, trying to keep track of it. Hockey, it's horrible. Do not do the wave at a hockey game.
Interesting.
But for like baseball, there's downtime. Y'all can do it. You can get it all the way around between pitches. That would be great.
I'm pro-wave, by the way. I'm just anti it's happening at the wrong time. I like Tausch's idea. Let's sequester it to a certain time.
Yes, like the jump around.
I don't like...
Well, it's like the Badgers and jump around. You're not just jumping around whenever.
Now, why does everything have to be corporatized? And are we going to sponsor it, too? The wave, by the way, is sponsored by local health department or local insurance company. Here's one from Caroline. Killjoys, all of you. LOL, sheesh. The wave is part of the experience.
Then experience it when the Packers are on defense. I don't understand why it has to. We have to do it when they're on offense, or else it's not fun.
Depends on the mood.
They're also being paid a lot of money to be able to focus on what they're doing. So I think they should have a little more discipline to be able to focus and not be thrown off by the crowd.
Fine, Debbie. If they jump off sides or they have a false start, then don't blame them.
Fault.
Yes. All right. 8:53 WTMJ now is next. We'll check in with Steve Scafidi and Sandy Max.
Come on, homie, we major. We major?
No, he's Major. Major Garrett, that is.
Russia and its calculus behind what it thought it would achieve in Ukraine has almost, if not totally, unraveled.
CBS News' chief Washington correspondent joins Wisconsin's Afternoon News every Tuesday at 3:45.
Now he's going to have to face this indictment and go through a criminal judicial process. It's a heavy day for the entire country.
Right here on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Let's talk about the birds and the bees. Wait, don't hang up. Don't hang up. We're talking nature. We want to keep all of that out of your house, right? For the record, I am talking about bugs and birds. The beauty of the 250 series from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is that they have these exclusive hidden screens which can stay inside the window while you're not using it. So no obstructed views. How brilliant is that? You can retire that fly swatter and have a beautiful outdoor view whenever the screens aren't needed. Also within the 250 series line, Pella's outstanding patio doors. That's the kind I'm getting installed in my family room. Coming up, It's got the built-in screen and the hideaway blinds as well. If you bundle and save, 250 series patio door, 8 double-hung windows with exclusive hidden screens, pay as low as $188 per month. Now, that's a good deal. Visit PellaWI.com today. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the